When you are with me, I'm free. Down, burn. Chat, we listened to a lot of Nickelback this weekend. And it was fantastic. Remember when Nickelback was stupid? And now it's really cool. New TCG Pokemon set yet? Yep. I got it. I got most of the cards already. I got that juicy Giratina. When you are with... Oh, that's Creed. Damn it. I don't know the difference. What's going on, guys? Nickelback's still mid. They're pretty much the same. What's up, Argent? What's up, Kapow? I got that too, but one shiny card out of 46 packs. Eek. I got 2 shiny Beedrills. And I don't want to talk about that too much. I don't want to mess up the algo at the beginning. But Trump, Kamala, debates, fascism, democracy, authoritarianism, First Amendment, free speech, 2A, constitutionalist, federal courts, federal judges, mass deportation, germ addict says Dems are brainwashed. Got it. Guys, if you think I'm brainwashed, come up and tell me what I'm brainwashed about. Love from Australia. Much love, Lexi. I picture Nicolas Cage in The Rock every time I hear a Nickelback song. That was one of Nicolas Cage's best movies. Try your best. Only losers try their best. Or winners go home and fuck the prom queen. Face Off was pretty good too. JBN says you probably think Trump and Putin are still an item. They're obviously not an item because they're like fighting about a thing like in front of the world right now, right? That would like that's totally not some like fake beef that they're starting. Have you ever seen Trump actually get upset with another world leader? He calls them names. He says they're a disgrace. He says they're dumb. They're this and they're that. And Trump is the softest. He's like a Charmin triple roll for Putin to wipe his ass with. He will never say anything to hurt Putin's feelings. He's like, yeah, I better not find out that Putin's a bad guy. That's real. That's going to be real bad for Putin. Is that right? Yeah, we just got back on. And this is how you remind me of what I really am. I don't even know who that is. Is that Creed or Nickelback? I think it's Nickelback. Putin is his idol. You're right. You're right. Trump probably calls Putin on tips and tricks like, hey, how do I set this up for the long run? Do we erase history and like do the Smithsonian thing now, or do I wait till my third term? Do I wait till my third term to start requiring all the schools to change their curriculum? What do we do? Do I pretend to care what federal judges are saying right now? Or what, like, are people ready for, are we just going to ease them into it? Do I just do like a halfway like disobedience with the law and the judiciary, like, or do we pretend to care and then do it twice as bad in a month? Hold on. I actually saw like something in the Houthi PC small group text chat that kind of shows their thinking. They're like, we can't, like, the only concern right now is if we strike Yemen without telling the American public these talking points, they might have some backlash. Do you think we should tell the American public some stuff and give them some talking points first so that they're behind us on this? Like, it really does kind of show their thinking. They're like, should we test the waters with the third term thing, saying like, I'm joking, and then like a year later he's like, oh no, I'm serious. It's exactly what they're doing. He came out and said it with his full chest. Is it fair liberal judges get to vote against him off bias? Guys, through the history of our country, judges on both sides have kept us in check, have kept their opponents in check. And for the first time in history, you guys are all of a sudden privy to the idea that a judge could possibly be liberal and disagree with Trump because he's going way too far off the rails. Do you think that's an impeachable offense, really? Biden didn't tell everybody that the federal judges stopping his student loan forgiveness should be impeached. Does that mean that they're like, you guys are so easily conned? Everybody who doesn't fall directly in line with Trump is a rhino. Because Biden couldn't speak. You got me. Jody Lynn, thank you so much for the subscription. I'm getting paid by a Chinese app. That's right, baby. How fair is FDR got to be a more than two-term president, but Trump can't? There you go. We found the new talking point. Now Trump needs his third term because FDR, man. He got that. He got it. You guys got your talking points ready. It's agree how MAGA can agree with some of your points, but you never can. Never can what? I agree with all my points. Yellow?
I voted for Trump.
How old are you?
21.
Okay, why do you like Trump?
I like his foreign policy. And I like that he stopped the market so that we can invest. Like that was an issue before. It was too expensive to invest.
You think he deliberately tanked the stock market so that the small people can invest?
Yes.
Brilliant. Did he tell y'all this was going to happen, or is this just something he came up with after it happened?
I hate Trump. I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Pickles.
What's up, Michael?
How is it fair? Please tell me, how is it fair that we already know, like Donald Trump tweet? I could put a tweet up if you want. We already know how the liberal judges are where they're gonna go, but we have to sit there and think what conservative judges are gonna decide on. What he's saying is these people are biased and they're not going against him because they think what he's doing is wrong. They're going against him because they don't like who he is. That's not fair.
I can literally, a fourth grader can tell you why those judges ruled against some of his things, dude.
Do you think it's fair biased judges should be ruling against him? Yes or no?
I don't think there's any bias in their decisions. Do you think that people should have fucking due process before they're put in the most like horrible prison on earth?
Well, number one, let's not say most horrible prison on earth, and I'm being dead serious.
Okay, one of.
Yeah, but yeah, kinda.
Kind of. How is that a gray area for you guys? I could have asked you this 3 months ago and you'd be like, absolute. You guys can't even call Trump a grapist because he hasn't seen a full criminal trial. He's only been civilly adjudicated. You won't even own that. But somebody is definitely a gang-banging TDA, Trende Agua gang member if they have a fucking autism tattoo.
No. So yeah, you've seen and you know you're being disingenuous. You've seen the videos of CCOT. Have you? Yes or not? Yes or no? You've seen CCOT. CCOT, almost anybody in there is gang related. You can tell all of them have tattoos. Literally all gang tattoos.
Okay, but there's people we've found that have been transported to that prison who are definitely not gang related.
Well, I haven't seen that.
There was a guy that has an autism awareness fucking tattoo, and their vetting process for some of these people is checking their social media to see if they're throwing up gang signs and if they have tattoos. And one of them was identified as Trende Agua for having an autism awareness tattoo, which is like a fucking ribbon like you would see on like breast cancer awareness, and it's rainbow. And then they were doing the rock and roll fingers. That made them Trende Agua. They are now in prison for that.
I don't agree with that. No, I do not.
Okay, and neither did the judges. Does that mean you're a liberal biased piece of shit?
No. I do think you know, in these things collateral damage does happen. And that's what we need to limit. Okay.
No. We don't accidentally send people that haven't been convicted of crimes to prison. That's not a thing that's ever happened before Trump.
It happens all the time here. People go to prison for stuff they didn't do all the time.
No, if they get wrongfully convicted, that's a different story. We're playing with people's lives, bro.
I like dead serious, man. I just don't see how you don't see what we see in bias, and you understand what we're saying,
dude. There's literally nothing biased about this decision. This is not a hard decision. Is it not a constitutional right to have like a due process? Is that not like a fucking given?
It is.
Then what are you so upset about again?
So why? Because it's not fair that, and I'm being honest. Now, once again, I can understand if I want you to think of any conservative judge right now, even all the way up to the Supreme Court, Clarence Thomas, whoever you want to think of. I think it's more fair to let conservative judges rule on conservative things. So if Clarence Thomas would sit there and say, "Hey, I don't agree with this, Trump."
No, you just want the bias to lean in your direction. You're literally being a hypocrite. You want the bias to exist on your side, not ours.
I do not think it's fair that a liberal judge from California, judges from California have the right to rule on what Trump's doing. You know they're not going to rule in his favor. You know they're not. It's not fair.
You know what? And he can challenge it, and there's a process. You can appeal it, and then you can bring it all the way to the Supreme Court. But if what you're doing is reaching 200 years into the past and using the same law that we used to put Japanese people in internment fucking camps here in the United States during World War II, I'm sorry, but someone should check you and see what the fuck you're doing, especially if you're talking about running for a third term, and especially if you're fucking doing things that are like obviously against the Constitution.
This is crazy, man. This is absolutely insane.
What is wrong with y'all?
What is wrong with you? And you're up here, and then you bring up the third time. I find it funny you talk about the Japanese Americans in the third term because we all know who put them in there, a liberal FDR.
So you condemn that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but you don't condemn this. Make it make sense.
I never said it. I never said it was.
What
Okay
the
for
fuck
innocent
is
people
wrong
to
with
be
you?
What is wrong? You're the lunatic. Lily, you're crazy. You're butt fucking insane. Dead ass.
What?
You're crazy, dude.
For caring about people's lives?
You're absolutely insane.
You want Trump to have free reign to do whatever he wants. That's what you want. And I want people who don't deserve to go to prison to go to prison. That's our two arguments right now.
Me and you, we both agreed that it's not okay that innocent people, like non-gang member people, are sent to CCAT. I don't think that it's okay that innocent people are sent to CCAT. I do think it's okay for people who are gang members to be sent to CCAT.
Sure. If you want to treat gang members, people who aren't even convicted of crimes, but maybe even part of a gang, to the world's worst prison, one of the world's worst prison, then you go for it. If you want your tax dollars spending that much fucking money putting in someone in incarceration for their entire lives, go for it, Mr. Waste, fraud, and abuse, the party of like fiscal responsibility. Go for it, dude. But it is cruel. It is crazy. There's a reason we don't have a prison like that here.
We are also the party of law and order.
The felon president's going to be the head of the party of law and order.
Dude, don't go there. Don't do that.
Why would I not go there?
You've had the conversation about, literally, no pun intended, trumped up charges, and you know that.
I do not know that. Literally, Trump is guilty as fuck on all of those charges, 100%, and no one's been able to tell me how he's not. Just complain about the judge who was in charge of it.
Yeah, when you have George Soros-funded DAs trying to prosecute the man, I think you know what's going on.
Yeah, you've never been able to tell me a detail of the case that makes him innocent.
This is crazy. You never see, and this is the final thing I say. Number one, you never see. I will wait for the day when I see a federal judge in Arkansas, or Texas, or Alabama, or Mississippi. I would love to see that day when they disagree with him. I just find it funny that all these judges that disagree with him are in blue places, super blue places, New York, California, Pennsylvania, all that.
Yeah, law and order, baby, right? What's up, Isaiah?
What's up, bro? What is this, Michael, man?
Oh my God, is that Isaiah?
Why you been hiding, bro?
Dude, Isaiah, don't start your stuff.
What you mean don't start my stuff?
Yeah. These are both, ain't y'all both the blue Texas people? Hey, don't start the blue Texas stuff, or I'm gonna have to get up out of here, Isaiah. Don't start, man.
Yo, I'm blue from Texas.
You know what, Michael? I guess Pickles, I used to see Michael all the time on my show, but I haven't seen him. I guess, because I've been drinking so much of his MAGA tears, I just
Oh, okay. That's nice.
I don't know what it is.
Okay.
Those tear ducts are growing cactuses, Michael. What's going on there?
I'm not. I'm not even crying. What I'm telling you is, listen, in 4 years, if Trump runs again, this is what y'all will say if he runs again. Y'all are going to say, hey, he didn't do nothing this past 4 years. But hey, everything he's trying to do is getting blocked and it's getting stopped by his judges.
Michael, what are you going to do when we just go get Obama?
Trump's going to wipe the floor with Obama. Trump got 77 million votes this time. Obama's never got over 70 million. Look at Trump will wipe the floor.
Why are you guys so careless when it comes to the Constitution? Why don't you care about like the 2-term limit?
The 20s, it's not, once again, it's not fair. The 22nd Amendment was put there after FDR got 3 or 4, it got 4 terms. That's not fair. How does he
That's
get 4
not
terms
fair. What are you, 3?
What are you okay, Pickles, if I say, hey, Isaiah, you get to do something 4 times, but Pickles, you can only do it twice. Is that fair? Is that fair?
Michael, I mean, I don't understand why you're so tripping about this. Are you serious?
I'm not mad.
You really do believe that 80-year-old Trump, you want that guy to run again after everything that you've just seen?
So if Joe Biden would have never stepped down and let Harris run, y'all would have voted for him, and he's 82 years old right now.
You guys have wrecked the economy. What are you talking about?
What? What?
You've wrecked the economy and wrecked our position in the world. We are no longer friends with any of our allies. We have just broken. We're in the weakest position we have been historically.
Never have we been this weak.
I
world's
don't agree.
laughing
Now,
at us.
I don't agree with isolation. I don't agree with isolation. I do not. But I do agree with what Donald Trump said about NATO. All the countries in NATO, they need to meet the requirements when it comes to payments. Because the
You know
USA,
that
we pay more than they do.
You do realize that there's no such thing as NATO payments, right? It's just a percentage of GDP.
Yeah, Donald Trump said that. He said they're not paying their fair share.
That doesn't make any sense, Michael. You guys are being tricked into being like primed to leave NATO so that like Putin can invade Lithuania like he's planning to do, like probably as early as this year.
And here you go with your Putin bashing again.
Wait, you don't like you like Putin?
No. Listen, number one, no, I do think Putin should be. Listen, Putin should be executed, right? Because of the things he's done. But let me tell you something. The way that this media, let me finish, Isaiah, and I swear to God, and I'm done. The media makes it seem like this man just wakes up and he like laughs and says, "Hey, fuck human beings." I do not. You couldn't pay me to think that man's that insane. Swear to God. I do think he's made some bad decisions, though. But I do not think.
Have you seen the state of Russia? They could be just like us. If they wanted to be, they could be a nice, comfy nation with a nice standard of living and without people running around with tuberculosis and HIV. But Putin doesn't want that. He doesn't give a flying fuck.
They literally have rampant HIV over there. I don't know why anybody would think that Russia is a beacon of good government.
I never said it was.
Pickles. I just can't understand why this guy actually thinks that like companies are cutting checks for NATO. Like I don't know.
I know.
Like I don't get it.
And what the sad thing is, either Trump believes this and the rest of the world knows how stupid Trump is and doesn't understand how NATO works, or Trump knows this isn't true and he's tricking all of them and none of them have figured it out yet.
You think are you serious? Do you think Donald Trump is just saying, "Hey, these countries aren't paying their fair share"?
What does that mean to you? Have we not talked about this before? Do you think that we pay into NATO?
Yes, that's the
Bless your little heart. Bless your heart.
I don't think you know how this works.
Donald Trump literally said it.
I know Daddy said it, but let me explain it to you. Okay? Here's America's military. Here's some other NATO country's military. All right? We will always invest at least 2%. 2% is the requirement. So like there's NATO. There's our NATO spilling. It's part of our military. We didn't pay it into anything. And this is what other countries do. This is their NATO spending. They at least need 2%. 2%. 2%. That's all. That's it. There's no like NATO slush fund. That does not exist. Okay?
Whatever, man. I'm telling you, you and Isaiah, and I truly mean this, you and Isaiah y'all are gonna keep doing this. Y'all are gonna keep doing this, and y'all won't learn. And we'll be talking in 4 years when Donald Trump is the president.
That's your response to learning what NATO is?
Yeah, because it's fucking Donald. The fact that you think you know more than Donald Trump, and that's what I've been
Easily I do.
Isaiah for so long.
Easily.
You don't.
What do you mean I don't? Trump has proven time. Do you think that batteries go poof underwater?
You can't put electricity and water don't mix.
Do batteries? I'm sorry. Do magnets go poof underwater? Do magnets work underwater?
I don't know. I'm not a scientist.
You don't know if magnets work underwater.
I see magnets on my refrigerator. I don't put magnets in water.
If you threw water on the magnets on your refrigerator, would they stop working?
I think the kinetic pool might keep it together. I don't know.
Are you shitting my fucking dick right now, dude?
I'm being dead ass. You don't hear me laughing.
I want you to go home and I want you to get a couple of magnets and I want you to put them in a cup of water. I want you to have the same revelation that Donald Trump had after he said this on stage and his campaign came around and said, "Hey, that's not true."
Have a good day. You and Isaiah are literally butt fucking sane.
Insane about democracy. Come on. Hey. Heyo.
Hey.
What's up, bub?
I'm just saying, what's the hate with being? I'm not gonna stay up here for too long, but what's wrong with being? I'm about to have the dopest congressman ever as soon as Isaiah wins. W. Houston, Texas.
Let's go, dude. Chat, if you guys haven't followed Isaiah, give him a follow. He's running for Congress. We're going to support this man to the moon.
He's putting H-Town on the map because we've had some shitty ones in the past.
And,
Anyway, sorry, I'll drop back down. I just wanted to show someone for the last guy saying that blue's bad for Texas. We need blue here so bad. Anyway, have a good live, bro.
all right, smoochies. How you doing, Isaiah? You want to hang out for a bit? I'm getting a little fast.
Sorry, bro. I had a lost DoorDash order that for some reason was supposedly supposed to be there, and then I get a notification that it was dropped off and it wasn't there, and I was like, what the hell? So I'm looking outside trying to figure out what it is. Apparently the person was down the hall, screwed up.
Did you get it though?
I did.
Okay, good. Good. What'd you get?
Chinese food.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Let me unmute Rectal Anderson.
Oh, that's my bad, bro. I was lighting up some wax, you know.
Are you a Trump supporter?
No, sir. No, sir. I am not.
All right. Well, you go on about your bad self.
You have a good day.
You too.
That's an interesting name.
Can't say much. My old Xbox name used to be Anal Destroyer.
What? That's crazy. How you been, bro?
I've been good. I've been good, man. I'm actually waiting on my Amazon Fresh order.
Are you really?
Yeah, we're waiting on it.
We're all looking for orders, huh?
We exist in a time where everything's delivered to your door.
Yeah. That's funny. How's your part of the state?
It's good. Let me see if I can pin this. I can't pin this. Someone's saying pickle swallows. Can someone pin that, please? I've been good, dude. I've been good. This is my second live of the day. I'm just looking for trouble. Guys.
Well, I don't blame you, bro. I don't blame you. Well, I came out today. I wanted to show you with these campaign cups.
Oh,
that are MAGA tears.
Hold on now.
There we go.
I'm gonna need me one of those.
Bro, we're gonna have to get you one.
I'm gonna need me one of them, chat.
Isn't this crazy?
Chat, go get yourself one of those.
Definitely get one. You can get it on my website. Link in my bio. It's crazy.
Those are gorgeous. Those are gorgeous.
I always, whenever I would cook these people on live, I would always talk about it. But now that I'm running, I'm like, look, we can actually use it to turn out voters,
This is as close as I can get because, Trump's face is orange. These are my MAGA tears. It's actually mango bubbly.
That's fair. I mean, I like bubbly. I think bubbly's the best of all of them. I think LaCroix, between LaCroix and bubbly, I would say.
Yeah, bubbly's nice. It's a pretty good price.
Yeah, I think they're pretty solid. LaCroix is pretty great. I don't know. I'm a sparkling water guy.
Yeah, you gotta be.
Canadian. Somebody says clearly Canadian is better. I don't know.
Is it? Is this Canadian?
I think it's a brand called Clearly Canadian.
Oh.
I don't know. Huh.
Yeah, I'm learning nothing on the back of this. Okay. Well, you're welcome to hang out. You want to hang out and debate?
I probably should go and eat this Chinese food before. Unless you wait, do you have anybody up? Do they want to? Is anybody in the box?
Ain't got nobody in the box.
Damn. Yeah, they're haters. I think they're scared of you, Pickles. They always are.
I don't blame them.
I mean, you cook them pretty bad, and they like Michael, man. I'm surprised he even came up here.
Yeah. He comes here to learn. Let's be real.
Does he come up to you a lot?
He used to. It's been a while since I've seen him.
Yeah, you know, he used to come all the time, and then all of a sudden he just kind of stopped.
Yeah, that's all right.
Poor Michael. Rest in peace.
That's all right.
All right, bro. Well, I'll catch you, and definitely send me a DM because gotta get you one of these.
Oh yeah, yeah. Get me on that train. I'll freaking rep the heck out of that.
All right, bro.
All right. Have a good night. Enjoy your Chinese.
All right, thanks. Bye bye.
Chat. Future Congressman Isaiah Martin. Can we get some finger clicks in the chat? Future Congressman Isaiah Martin. Love that. Love that. Coming to meet up in Houston? I would love to. I would love to. I hope he wins too. We're in Texas. We're in Texas. He's in Houston. Hello?
Hey.
What's up? Are you a Trump supporter?
Oh God, no. You know who I am.
I'm
This is
sorry.
Eddie.
What's up, Eddie?
Yeah, don't. How's it been going, man?
It's been going good. It's been going good. Sorry, I'm just reading my text. I'm just out here trying to hang out with MAGA. Trying to get.
Why would you? I love you, man. But why would you want to waste your breath on people that are assholes and traitors to the nation?
You know, some of them just don't know any better, and I just feel bad for some of them.
Yeah, but you can't learn them nothing, man. They're morally corrupt and idiots. They claim to be Christians, but they're the most hateful people on the planet.
Yeah.
You can't like not love their Christian love.
Well, can't give up on them.
Yeah, you can.
Can't give up.
You
I
can
mean,
just say fuck you. They're only like 28% of the country.
I said
Just say,
this.
fuck you. You're a piece of shit.
I said this yesterday to my girlfriend. But did Thomas Jefferson give up right before he had to sign the Declaration of Independence? False.
Well, that's
No.
different. I don't think the founding fathers ever imagined there would be this many fucking dumbass motherfuckers in this country.
Well, I don't know. I don't want to mean mouth them too much because you gotta honey dick them. You gotta honey dick them. You know what honey dick means?
Yeah, I get it. I get the theory, but you know, it's sweet and sour.
You gotta honey dick
I
them.
get it.
Sometimes they like peanut butter. I don't know. But
Peanut butter. I love you, man. It's just I don't platform MAGA anymore. If they get on the live and they say one word, yeah, I voted for Trump. By the time they said Trump, they're gone. I don't platform them. I don't give them the airspace because they don't deserve it. And I hate to tell you something, but as a guest on TikTok, a person can drive. Only the host cannot drive. So all the people saying anything in the room, in the chat, it's allowed in TikTok. You can be a passenger or driver and still be on TikTok. I'm not touching my phones. I'm talking on them. Grow the fuck up, you little whiny crybaby bitches. All I do is spout truth on here. I never lie to nobody.
well, we appreciate you. We appreciate your insight, Eddie.
I'm not looking at the screen of the phone. But yeah, dude, seriously, do me a favor. The ones you know you can't fucking convert, yeet them fuckers immediately. Stop talking to them.
Well,
I lost you.
No, I'm here. I appreciate your advice, man. I appreciate it.
All I ask is, you can talk talk to the Republicans all day long, but when they're the fucking robots from Russia and China, please don't continue to talk to them. You're just letting them get their propaganda out. That's all they're doing is getting their propaganda out, and you're allowing it. So stop. Stop platforming the trolls. Especially the ones that bitch about you saying a cuss word, or they say, well, you know how they talk like that, and I don't appreciate your tone of voice, and I talk like a robot. Yeah, get rid of them fuckers, because they're fake as fuck.
Well,
It's past my bedtime. Fuck you, motherfucker.
all right. I don't want to.
Have a good evening.
All right. You too. You be safe. All right.
No, I'm gonna be safe. I'm heading to the CASINO, and I'm gonna have FUN.
All right. All right. Put 50 on red for me.
No. I only play the one-armed bandit.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. I 2 years ago I hit 1.75 million in hand pays.
She.
So, chat, choke on that, chat.
Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it. All right, Eddie. You have fun and good luck.
All
Wait. All right.
right, have a good evening.
You too. Golly, man. Yellow?
Hey,
What's up, man? Have we talked?
yeah, we've talked before. I'm just letting more. Yeah, I voted for Trump. But I was telling you that I still watch your lives and stuff, and I think you did convert me on one thing. It's immigration. Well, I think I was like on edge of being converted, and then I watched your video where you drew it out for me, visually remembered now, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, besides the immigration, what I think this past month it hasn't been that much going on, but then there's still been a couple things. You know, we're starting to see a lot of manufacturers now, because like I've stepped back, you know, after this election, and I just wanted to look at both sides. You know, I think I'm the one that's probably the most genuine on, you know, both sides of the aisle by doing that, you know, because I'm actually wanting to take in information from both sides rather than just, you know, listen to whatever garbage the media is spitting out, because we know that there's fake news on both sides, right? I can recognize that. That's what a lot of other Republicans won't tell you, is like they think that, you know, there's only fake news that affects our side, but I know it works both ways. With these manufacturers that are coming to America based off the tariffs and stuff that were put into place, is that not a good thing?
I think Trump is touting things that he didn't do. So check this out. In 2021, Apple announced a commitment to invest $430 billion in the United States over 5 years. So Trump wants to take credit for it, but they've been doing this the whole time. They've been planning on doing it the whole time. And Steve Womack and the CEO of Apple, they don't like Trump. They don't like Trump. Trump calls them Steve Apple. Do you think they really think he's smart?
Well, no, I mean, you know, I don't. But then again, like, more so something that I've learned to do this past like 3 or 4 months is not bash any candidate, because, you know, there's some crazies everywhere. Like Jill Stein was freaking wild, you know, and like, you know, didn't win the election. I'm sure we're both pretty thankful of that, right?
I'm grateful she didn't win, but I would have taken her over Trump all day, every day. We all know she wasn't going to win, though. But
Yeah.
Trump's tariff and trade war is going to cost us so much money, and it's throwing a wrench in the economy, in my opinion. Even him just talking about it has obviously thrown a wrench in the economy. And he can say that people are coming here all he wants. He can try to tout all of these great investments here. but none of that is actually for sure. And none of that is not at the expense of the American consumer paying an absolute fuck ton just for him to be able to say that jobs came here. There's way better ways. There are way better ways to incentivize companies to start like manufacturing here. And it's not by bullying other countries and making consumers pay exorbitant amounts for consumer goods.
Yeah. Now, real quick, dude, your chat blasts me every time I come up here, dude. Like, they blast my profile. They get in my DMs, like, saying some, like, crazy shit. I'm just saying, if you knew what your chat was saying to me every time I talk to you, you would, like, not want to come up on these lives and talk to people that like, voted the opposite of you. It's like, you get people like me who are, like, pretty, you know, like, honest coming up here, like, but it's like the second they hear that I voted for Trump, they just destroy, you know, they just destroy you in the DMs, like saying some things that they definitely wouldn't advocate for if Trump said.
Well, do yourself a favor, just clear the display and don't look at it. All right, look at this. See this map? This is from the Chips and Science Act, and this is from the Inflation Reduction Act. All of these dots are things actually brought here because of Biden, because of a rule or a law that he wrote. Not because of not because Biden bullied other countries with tariffs, not because he raised consumer prices and made people financially hurt so much that they had to move shop to another country. This is simply things incentivizing people to do things to spur the economy. $1 trillion in investments have been made. You see that? And see, this is just private investments. Look at the public investments. Insane. All right. Trump will never have something like this ever, because what he's doing is so obtuse and so open-ended that we'll never know why people are making their manufacturing jobs here. He's just going to claim and take credit for every one of them that do this point forward. He's just going to say, that's because of me.
You don't think charging other countries essentially more money to bring their goods here would incentivize any manufacturer to be like, hey, we could just go open up, you know, like in Nevada or something, and we could save like quite a bit of money?
It's going to be really hard. Like I always tell people.
Here's why I'm against, or like here's why I'm not like against the tariffs 100% is because, you know, you have countries like why like the difference in what consumers pay has already been proved to be marginal. Like, it's marginal, you know, like it's definitely not like what people are saying it is, but I'm against child labor. Can you say the same?
Yeah, so the states, the majority of the states here in the United States who are rolling back child labor laws are red states. So you'd be voting blue if that were the case. But just putting a 25% tariff on China is not going to stop their child labor practices. It's not going to do any of that. And it's not going to incentivize most of the things they're tariffing to come back. If you look at the difference in wages for labor in the United States versus China, a 25% increase does not fill that gap. We'll still be buying it from China, and just with a 25% price increase tacked on. That's all that does. That does not incentivize them to come all the way back.
Well, the difference between our labor laws here in the States, right? We have a federal minimum wage, which we could probably like agree that it needs to go up everywhere, right? But what I'm saying is, like, in China, they don't really have that, dude. Like, they can essentially work them for free. And
still, this does not combat that at all. It doesn't do anything about that.
Well, okay, then what would, like, you know, we're we're all about being a humanitarian driven country until it's against something that we believe in. Then it's like, okay, what they're doing, well, it doesn't matter what we do because they're going to continue to do it. Like,
that's what you guys say about climate change. Why don't you have the same? You don't have the same heat when it comes to child labor. Like, you guys in Florida right now are discussing whether or not we should let children work overnight because they've lost so many people in the labor force from demonizing and outlawing non-citizen labor. That's what you guys are doing.
Can you repeat what you said before that?
Labor legislators in Florida are deliberating whether or not to allow children to work overnight shifts.
Like what age are we talking about? Like what's a child?
14, 15, 16.
Oh, there's no 14-year-olds working in a factory in America.
That's not true at all.
What kind, unless it's like a family-owned company. Like
That's still not true.
Yeah, because they have because they have people that they, like OSHA. Like OSHA wouldn't be okay with
The
it.
thing that Trump is trying to dismantle?
Is he dismantling OSHA?
Yeah.
I didn't see that, so. I didn't see that. I didn't see that OSHA's going away. It's already happened? Or like what's... Like the president can't just say things and make it happens.
Oh, well, apparently he thinks he can because even federal judges can't stop him right now. You guys get upset over that too.
What do you mean?
Every time a federal judge has stepped in the way from Trump being an authoritarian, he's called for that judge to be impeached, or Congress has threatened to start defunding their court.
I don't... Can you give me an example?
Yeah, the judge that stopped Trump's use of the wartime law from 1798 from arbitrarily sending people to CCOT, that prison in El Salvador. The judge said, you are not allowed to do that. We are going to need to do due process. You need to pause all of the planes. In fact, turn the planes around that are doing this. And Trump didn't care. He ignored his verbal or his oral orders and didn't do anything. And now he says that he ignored it because he waited for it to be in writing. And now he says he doesn't have to give the judge any details on these expulsions because it's a matter of national security.
Yeah, well, are you talking about the Aliens Act?
Yeah.
When he tried to, like, I mean, yeah, but like, I think, yeah, I've already told you how I feel about just like the mass deportations. Like, I'm against that, right?
Yeah, so you would definitely agree with me on the fact that Trump is abusing the arm of the government, like abusing the law and his power and ignoring federal orders so he can and is trying to do whatever the fuck he wants to right now.
Yeah, I can recognize that not everything he's doing is good. The same as like almost maybe like 1% of people who were voting for Biden or Harris could recognize that they did a lot of harm in their, term as well.
I've asked 1,000 people now to tell me the things that Biden has done that have been harmful to the United States, and I haven't really heard anybody say anything.
Anything that Biden and Harris did that was horrible? I mean, no. I mean, they let our border get to where it was.
That doesn't really mean anything. Just because a lot of people showed up at the door doesn't mean they did anything wrong.
Under their term. Why did Russia invade Ukraine under their term, but whenever Trump was in office, they stayed quiet and didn't do anything?
That's just a matter of coincidence. It doesn't mean anything. Trump, like Russia, is priming to push into Lithuania right now. Do you think that's because Trump is weak?
That's where I kind of lose you a little bit, bro. Because like with Russia and Ukraine, that's been going on for a very, very long time, right? That didn't start even 10 years ago. It started way before that.
Do you think Trump is hard on Russia? Do you think he's a big scary man when it comes to Russia?
I think Putin's a lot easier guy to talk to than Zelensky.
Do you think Putin is scared of Trump?
I think he respects Trump.
Trump has done nothing but be mean to Putin's enemies. That's it.
Well, I think Trump's trying to make peace, but I think Zelensky got used to a paycheck, and essentially, like, he doesn't want that to go away. He's already mad that
the whole world is rallying behind Zelensky, and Trump is holding a check in front of his nose like a carrot, and then making memes out of him. Like, I think that you guys are so easily distracted and like so easily lose the plot that we want to stifle every instance of aggressors invading their neighbors on the world stage.
Zelensky talking, like Zelensky was being pretty disrespectful. Like they had a dinner plan, like he had a whole day planned for Zelensky, and he had to cancel it because of like how he came advanced.
Trump is standing on a man's head while he's drowning and then saying, "Give me your country's resources."
No, he turned down the deal.
Because there were no assurances from the United States. What were we going to give? What were we going to give Ukraine in return?
Money, military equipment.
We already owe them that. We already owe them that because of the Budapest Memorandum.
So wait, how much do we owe them?
However much it takes to defend them, because it would not be happening if they had their own nuclear arsenal.
I just don't think it's our place to be fighting their wars. That's why I can't really stand with Ukraine.
It's literally, we sneeze this amount of money every year in federal in military budget. We literally stack missiles and ammunition and tanks every year to do just absolutely nothing. And the second it comes time to stop people, the bad guys on the world stage, you guys are against it. It's wild.
Yeah, we still, but I mean, we still got enough problems of our own here in the States that we need to address before we start paying everybody else's, bill.
We're the richest country on earth, and you guys will never spend money on our own citizens. You guys will never pass a law that says, all right, let's make everybody's life easier and give them children like free school lunches. Nope. You guys won't do that.
Dude, we're in a lot of debt because we allowed ourselves to be in that debt. I'd rather get that paid off before we pay another dollar to
Trump is exploding the debt. He's the only person who's exploded the debt out of the last 3 administrations. Trump is the one exploding the actual fuck out of the debt in the name of what? Giving rich people an extra tax break. That's it. It's never going to come around and start paying itself off. It never has. It still has. Like it didn't the first time. It's not going to go do it this time.
Well, I mean, dude, we had 8 years of Obama. We can talk about how much he spent.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, how much did Obama spend in his 8-year term on the national debt, or how much did he add to the national debt?
Well, the debt and the deficit are different, right? So when you talk about the debt, we're talking about bailing out banks and automakers from the recession created by Republicans. Republicans loosened regulations so that banks could give out subprime loans, and it caused the entire market to fail. So Obama, the second he got into office, he had to pay off all of these banks and bail them out because of Bush and his daddy. Okay? That's what happened. And then he decreased the deficit. And then Trump came in and he goes, you know what? Fuck it. Let's spend actual fuck tons of money giving my rich friends a huge tax break. Because I don't know what to do. I'm just a TV star.
Added the most debt out of any president.
And that's why. It's not because he did it for funsies. He didn't give his rich friends tax breaks. He did it because the economy was failing because of Republican policy. And then he reduced the deficit. You see this blue thing going down? He had plans to increase our income to pay off the debt. And Trump said, debt? Who gives a fuck about that? Let's spend. Let's spend and spend.
Well, we see with let's see, I'm looking at Biden's right now. Let's see. Dude, Obama spent a fuck ton of money.
I just told you what that was. Literally, if Trump took half of what he gave his rich friends and just did something with direction, like said subsidiaries for manufacturing, if you wanted to make cars here, if you wanted to make steel here or something, we'll give you some money so that it's cheap for everyday Americans. And he paid for it with trillions of dollars. That would have been more productive than just giving it to rich people and then saying, you better create jobs, promise you'll do that. I mean, if you do stock buybacks, that's cool too, but if you create jobs, that's tight. Like there was no rhyme or reason what he did. He just gave everybody money.
Yeah, I'm tracking with you. So what I want to ask too is, with why is like Trump's second term, like, can we agree that, like, while you might not agree with Doge, you agree with the concept of Doge, like the idea?
We have people auditing the government all the time. We have these things called inspectors generals. They audit them all the time. Everyday American doesn't know that, so Musk is cosplaying as an inspector general and showing people fake receipts and taking a chainsaw to our government, when I think that we need to do something like with a scalpel.
There are some real receipts that were verified. If you look at even the government's,
There's about $11 billion worth of counted savings that Musk still doesn't care that everybody knows it's only 11 or 12 billion, and he's still saying there's $100 billion worth of savings.
So regardless if you want to believe the 100 billion or not, can you recognize the 12 or 13 billion and be like, okay, why wasn't that being done before?
That's not something, no, we can't even agree on whether or not those should be cut. Like, in fact, he's cut all of these USAID jobs, and debatably, we're going to have to spend just as much money on an army of lawyers to justify cutting these jobs and canceling contracts that were in the works.
What I don't get about America's finances, did you grow up in like a rich household?
I grew up in a trailer park.
Okay, great. So I mean, you can relate 100%. You remember, like, at the end of the month, parents would sit down at the table with just a notepad and count out all the bills down to the penny, you know, for kind of just what they could have just to get by. But they knew where every dollar was going because there wasn't that much coming in. Why can't America do that with their finances? Why do we have even a question of where certain things are, you know, like where funds are going? Like, how do we misplace money? Not just federal government, but state governments too. Like, you know, I think that's a problem across the board. We shouldn't have money misplaced, especially with how good the IRS is at tracking down and knowing exactly how much me and you owe. Why can't they even keep up with their own shit?
Let me show you. We do that, and you just assume it's not a thing, but it's here. This is called doge.muskwatch.com. This is where we can go check Elon Musk's work. This is fpds.gov, and you can see every little receipt he's talking about, and you can see how much it's paid out, etc. Hold on, let me just do this.
Does it show the date on these? I'm on the same website as you.
Start date, ordering period, end dates. So combined outlaid amounts 00000. So this is an item that they claim we are saving 1.9 billion. It's actually $0 since we've terminated it.
Well, it hasn't started yet, right? That's canceling a contract. It's not going to accumulate until like the time that it would have been paid would.
If it's already paid out.
For
1.9. So, or it's either already paid out or was never paid out.
Sorry, I'm on the same screen at you. I'm just having trouble reading it. So it says 1.9 billion on the first one. You see Department of Treasury, IRS.
Okay, this one wasn't actually paid out. And it was a potential award amount. So it could have been paid, or it's something that we could potentially do.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, it looks to me like from this website, it's just showing the estimated savings, and then it's showing the terminated funding. That's what's actually been done so far, right?
It looks like it was just a bid from this company. This company's been awarded $15.2 million from 58 transactions. But like I was saying, the government's already got this stuff. It's already transparent. So for you to pretend like Musk is our first chance or the first time for us to be able to see this kind of stuff is silly. And the thing is, we're a constitutional republic, right? We're a republic, meaning you guys like to say this all the time, but that means that we elect people to make these decisions for us. And if somebody decides that this is something we're going to do, Musk, a random person that the president decides to hire, can't just come in and decide that we're not going to do that because Congress decides this stuff or its respective agency decides this stuff, not Musk. No matter what backstory he tries to give you, many of which are skewed and framed horribly, it doesn't make a difference. There's no fraud, right? There's no fraud we've uncovered. And you can't say something's wasteful just because you don't like hearing the word Sesame Street or shrimp on treadmills without context. These are things that we were supposed to have paid for, or that we all agreed to do as a nation. If we're going to mind the rules and like go with the Constitution and go with the rules we all set forth, we can't just come and change our minds and pretend like he's doing something great. And not to mention, if you ask anybody, yeah, I want a small government because they don't like paying taxes. Well, it doesn't matter how much cutting they do, right? Because we're still going to pay more taxes. If you're in the middle class, if you're in the lower class, you're still going to pay more taxes, no matter how much they cut. So we're going to lose all of the benefits and reap none of the rewards. We're going to lose all of the benefits and have all of the pain points, and we're not going to save any money, you and me.
Yeah, I think, like a lot of it, I was looking at the Doug Collins. Familiar with him? It's the guy that they put over the VA. He came out on the VA's website. If you go on va.gov, there's a rumor that was put out that they were cutting veterans' benefits. And I've heard a lot of people on TikTok lives here saying that they're cutting veterans' benefits. Me as a veteran found this intriguing. I wanted to look into it. So I just went to the source, the guy over the VA. And it turns out all they're actually doing is they're cutting certain contracts that weren't benefiting veterans, weren't being done in a timely manner. Because I don't know, I'm already done with the process. Thank God I won't have to go through it again, right? So I'm done until I get old and unalive. So, but for somebody who's just now like getting out of the military, 40, 50, 60 years old, they have to go through a process if they have things wrong with them. First, they have to go see a doctor. They have to put in a claim for those disabilities, things like that. Disability benefits, that's what I'm talking about right now, kind of. But for people who are older, what they're doing essentially is they're cutting contracts that weren't beneficial to the process, because I've gone through the process. So it was things that I've actually seen firsthand that didn't work, and there was no point in doing it.
What about the 80,000 employees they're cutting, 1/3 of which are veterans?
More of those were just contract buyouts than they were firing people. They just bought out their contract because it cost them less to do that.
But does that make things more efficient? Like, you just told me how long of a process it is to do all of this stuff.
People say firing, but it's not like firing. It's saying we're gonna buy out your contract.
I've seen an article recently that says that debatably all of these cuts that Doge is doing is going to cost us more money when you consider the things like the contract buyouts, which I don't even know who approved that spending, but also with the army of lawyers that we'll have to fight these claims of people who are wrongfully fired. Just like a judge determined the USAID firings were completely illegal, they had to hire all of them back. Like, we have all of these lawsuits that we have to sort through now. It's going to cost so much money for us to sort through this. And not to mention, year over year, month over month, we've still spent more money than last year this time around, and last month and the month before. I think we exceeded $36 billion than the month before. So we have not started saving any money.
Well, I think their main job with the VA is taking out or is trying to like recoup what costs they have, and even on this website you gave me, like it seems like they have terminated quite a bit of unnecessary spending within the VA, and we know that that's not coming from people's salaries, or maybe it was coming from people's salaries, and even if we did just bite the bullet by downgrading the amount of people that were hired. We sent them home. Like they're getting close to retirement. So that's where is one thing that, can you see how that can be misconstrued, like in the media, to say that we fired this many people, but really they were like 2 years away from retirement. We were like, hey, we can just pay you what you were going to make.
Or they were in their probationary period, meaning they're in the first 2 years of their career.
Yeah, I mean, there's people that get terminated like within the military for things that you wouldn't think that they should be able to get terminated for.
Yeah, like being trans.
I mean, yeah, we could say that, sure. But there's other reasons that people get fired, like in the military. But yeah, I mean, they're not gonna. I guess like in the military, it's different. They're not just gonna. It's not as simple as firing you, send you home, and you don't have a job anymore. It's a little bit more complex than that. But within the VA, like I can imagine, if you start to look at how qualified people actually are, and if they're making progress happen, like I don't think like people were so like disgusted by Elon wanting to tell people, every federal worker, number one, return back to home. C-19's over, right? Return back to work in person.
This is just a way for Elon to get people to quit. This is what he did instead of lay people off in his own companies. It's an obvious tactic.
Because you're actually having to do work, and you work for the government. We can easily just monitor people's work virtually. We don't need to have them in a physical building that we pay rent. I don't know. I think accountability. I think we've seen from like studies even show that people are a lot more productive when they're working in person than when they work virtually.
I don't know if that's true. I haven't seen that.
Especially like in a job where you need like high accountability. It's like maybe not everybody. Maybe some people can work that way, but I'd say a vast majority they need somebody. Especially that's how you get productivity levels up, is you have a manager, somebody overseeing you work. Hey, what do you get? Like, what have you done so far today? It's like they'll do that to you, like in the military, dude. Like I remember that. Like I couldn't just stand around, especially like some other higher ranking somebody come up and it's like, hey, like what are you doing? Oh, I'm just sitting down for a minute getting a break. No, fuck that. We need you over here. It's like, okay, can't really ask any questions. Just got to go do it, right? That's what you get. It's what you sign up for when you work for the federal government. Is you don't really have an option. So if you're gonna quit your job because they're telling you that you can't, work in your PJ bottoms anymore and have a polo shirt on the top.
We have a AI Overdouche saying that some studies suggest remote workers can be more productive. Others indicate that fully remote work can lead to a slight decrease in productivity compared to hybrid or in-office models. So I don't know. I think we've got mixed results there, but we got the obvious like need. Like imagine the maintenance on buildings. Imagine the rent on buildings. Imagine the extra staff just to have a building in place. So like this is just completely antithetical to the whole efficiency deal, if you ask me. I think they're just trying to get people to quit so they don't have to buy them out or pay severance or whatever.
Studies were probably done by a group of people that work at home, bro.
I don't think that we can just start saying these things. This is people's lives, and somebody who's been fired from Musk sitting here hearing you justify firing them for no reason is just kind of, I'm sure they would be furious. These are Americans, and 1/3 of them are veterans. Yes.
That's wrong.
1/3 of all federal workers are veterans.
And even that, though, like these, like we're saying fired, bro, but like these are people that were nearing the end of their contract. I guarantee
You can't. No, there's nothing that says these people were nearing the end of their contracts. There's nothing that says that.
Yeah, I saw it. Was the VA cuts? 1 second. Hold up, I'm reading the memorandum right now that was sent to them from the chief of staff.
The guy's first week on the job.
I mean, they're within their rights to fire somebody within their first week. Sure.
No, the guy who's saying this, Doug Collins, it's his first week on the job in February. So he's just, yeah, he's just a Trump sycophant.
Let's see. Yeah, so this is just showing me that there are 459,000 full-time employees. In total, around 482,000 people work at the VA. It's saying that it's going to deny access to life-saving health care. Wrong. I can still go to the doctor and hospital whenever I need to. Claims processing, I don't have to deal with that shit anymore. And education benefits, I'm literally in school right now on my GI Bill, so I don't know what they're talking about, but you know, I don't think that they're picking out certain veterans to like make it harder for. You know, I think that it hasn't.
Okay, 137 of the 139 VA health centers nationwide report a severe staffing shortage in at least one area, particularly nursing and psychology. So Joe Biden made an investment into the VA to address the long-standing staffing problems, and Trump is rolling that back. Staff shortages have led to long wait times for care. These wait times vary from days to months. Some VA clinics still so understaffed that they are unable to take new patients for primary care or mental health needs. Staff increases over the past few years shorten wait times while providing care to more veterans. In 2024, the VA said it was working hard to fill its 66,000 vacancies, aiming to improve healthcare for the more than 9 million veterans it serves. Now, just 1 year later, the VA faces a loss of 83,000 jobs. These cuts may contribute to fundamental changes in VA healthcare. Just because you personally didn't experience some sort of loss in benefits doesn't mean that's the case for the 9 million people we're talking about. I think that's a really silly way to look at it.
Yeah, can you talk about how people were bought out of their VA contracts?
How is that more efficient?
Well, I mean, like, regardless if you want to say it is or not, it definitely is a lot better than saying that they were fired. Fired, usually, typically, people wrap around like
you are given it, dude. You're given an ultimatum to either take the buyout or face possibly being fired.
If the buyout is what you would get paid for your remaining contract, and you're nearing retirement.
You don't get paid for your remaining contract. You get paid for like 12 months.
Yeah, like I said, it's people who are about to retire.
Dude, you have a pipe dream version of what's actually happening. 83,000 people just so happen to all be like lining up to retire.
A lot of the old people at the VA, man.
Bro, this is so antithetical to veterans. I know you're a veteran. This is such a slap in the face. It says that half of these people who are veterans are disabled.
No, I read that. It was out of the 38,000 for the first 5 weeks, 6,000 of them were veterans. Yeah, I read that. And I am like, I do. If they weren't, I'll put it this way, from what I've read about it, if I'm wrong, if you find that I'm wrong, which I haven't seen yet because we don't have any exact numbers of like how old they were. I don't know if we ever will.
I don't think you need to prove your point that all of these people somehow are about to be retired or they were bought out of their contract. This is just you're making excuses for a man who just fired a bunch of military people, a bunch of veterans, a bunch of disabled veterans, and it's kind of gross.
What I'm saying is, if they weren't nearing retirement and they didn't just have their contract bought out, then yeah, I would be 100% against it. For sure, I could agree with you. Yeah.
I'm reading things about like the sewer slide hotline, understaffing that, how many times it's 82,000 emergency dispatches to prevent veterans from harming themselves between 2009 and 2017. That's how many people use this hotline, and it's losing 800 to 900 of the 1,100 crisis line workers. It's going to be shaved down to 200 workers that have always worked remotely. Ending remote work options will further undermine staffing. Do you really need somebody to be at the office when taking sewer slide hotline calls?
Do you think that the VA terminating 585 contracts was a bad thing?
Yeah. For rich people to get tax breaks, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for rich people to get like a 1% tax break, it's absolutely gut wrenching, disgusting, like vomit version of a human, like the worst idea I could possibly think of. And the fact that you're ultimately this is what you're defending is real bad. You're not going to be paying less taxes because of this. Still.
For the end of what I was saying, they terminated 585 non-mission critical contracts to redirect over $900 million to veteran care. That's not a good thing.
Say that one more time.
They redirected 585 non-mission contracts to redirect over $900 million to vet care. I think that's a good thing.
I really don't know how, like, what that means. I guess I'd have to see what that actually means.
So the 585 contracts that they were talking about that they terminated,
they're going to take that money and give it to vet care. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, they weren't essential, which means that they're spending it on, health care for veterans, benefits and services for veterans.
I don't really know. I don't know. People still losing jobs. Like, I think I would prefer people who are veterans to have a job and a nice like future and security and stability.
The question boils down to is would you rather be in support of 1/3, or I guess right now the number's only 6,000. I don't know how they got the 1/3. Said 6,000 out of 38,000. That seems more like 1/4 or 1/5 or 1/6 even. But anyway, 6,000 veterans potentially nearing retirement. Maybe not all of them get laid off from their job. I mean, dude, veterans get fired from like Walmart every day, but like people aren't complaining about it, right?
That's a private company that we can't vote on that.
Right. Okay. So anyway, would you rather that happen, or would you rather veterans who are sick and need critical care be able to seek treatment? If it came down to one or the other, like which one? Like, would you rather them not be able to have health care?
I don't think this is a good I don't know. This is not a good question. First of all, like I can't imagine how many veterans just don't even seek VA benefits in general because of how long the wait line is and how long it is to sit on the phone and deal with the bureaucracy when we need more staffers to take these calls, to direct people where they gotta go, to dig through their fucking 3-inch files that each of y'all have to make sure everything is on the up and up. It's like it's a no-brainer unless Elon Musk comes up with an actual system like a software to start handling this stuff more efficiently. I don't think his head is where you think it is. I think he would be looking at this stuff very carefully and going, okay, if we want to reduce the amount of harm that we're going to put our veterans through, we should do this, this, and that. No, he is just taking an axe and just fucking people's lives up.
On the job, and he was saying that he thought he was just a Trump loyalist or whatever. Are you aware that under the first week of him being in charge with the VA, they processed more claims in that week than they had in like the last 3 to 4 months prior to him taking?
Where can I read that?
Yeah, let me see. Let's see. Yeah, Veterans Affairs VA.gov, February 25th. The Department of Veterans Affairs announced today that it processed more than 1 million disability claims in fiscal year 2025, reaching the milestone nearly 2 weeks faster than it did fiscal year 2024. Let's see. VA claims processing productivity is the highest it's ever been. Yeah, I remember hearing about that. February 12th, they processed more than 12,000 claims. That was the more they've ever. That's the most they've ever done in a day.
Wow, good for him. Good stuff.
10 of the
2 weeks faster.
And 10 of the highest claim processing days occurred within the month, like January to February, whenever Doug was there. So I think we do owe him a great thank you. Being able to push claims like that. Why was it taking so long before? Why was it taking so long under the?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he's yes manning it. I don't know. But the thing is, a lot of people are losing their jobs, and the thing is also, maybe this is a great start for them. But let's talk about all of the other federal programs where they're not really taking this kind of care, like accidentally firing fucking people who are overseeing our nuclear weapons and then going, oops, how do you accidentally fire people you weren't supposed to if they're actually looking at this with like detail? They're not.
Yeah, they got to have a better system put into place, I guess.
Yeah, how have they done all of this in 3 months? How have they done all of this and audited in 3 months? One of the biggest workforces known to man, hundreds of thousands of people. How are they doing this in 3 months when we could take a workplace or an enterprise that has 1,000 employees and it would take months just to look at it? And these people on the way in are just chopping shit down.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Yeah, I don't think that Elon Musk should be. I don't think that Elon should be playing such a, crucial role in the government. He's not even an American citizen. So if I'm gonna hold my ground on not wanting, people who aren't American citizens crossing the border, I should say that they probably shouldn't be running the government as well. Right?
Yeah, I definitely agree. And I think that, again, the government efficiency, if you look like the ultimate goal, is making it to where our tax dollars are working in the best way possible so that we don't have to pay as much and we're still going to be paying more taxes because Trump and his rich friends want tax breaks. That's the biggest sting of this all. All of these people are losing their jobs. The United States is becoming the weakest it ever has been on the world stage, all so that Trump's rich friends get less taxes. And by the way, your tax liability goes up. I can't believe people this isn't registering. Your tax liability is going up.
Yeah, and sorry, real quick. I know this isn't directed at you, but I know that they're going to be in my DMs later. So whoever said that it's denied claims faster, that's completely wrong. Since Doug Collins has took over for the VA, over 61% of claims have been approved and processed, and they gave out I forgot the exact dollar amount, but it was a lot of money. They've been giving out a lot of money. So maybe host is right. Maybe they're just yes manning it, but at the end of the day, I think that that's not a bad thing if we're giving it to veterans, right? Who need it.
Sure. I don't know. Again, maybe he's doing this for our veterans, but in every other way, like I said, we're the weakest we've ever been on the world stage without USAID, without our funding like we have been into virology, cancer research, our position in all over the world, our position in NATO, our position with all of our allies, our position with all of our trading partners. Canada just came out and said its long-standing relationship with the United States is over. It will never be the same again. So if we go knock on their door and say, "Hey, what do you think about upping our border? What do you think about doing this or that?" We can't just have a friendly conversation and say, "Hey, do you think we should just do that?" Trump is just going to have to threaten them and crash the stock market every time he wants something.
Yeah, I'm not like I said, I've woke up a lot more, since actually seeing things, come down, because there was certain things that I voted for at the time that, you don't see clearly until just like I said, I've talked to you about immigration, and things like that. That's got me to change my stance on that. But say at the time that I voted, that was one thing, but people can change their minds, right?
That's what I'm here doing. I'm trying to hopefully change people's minds.
So yeah, I mean, I think essentially the best way to do that is do like what we're doing right now, is just talking about things, right? And very civilly too. I must say, you're probably the most tolerant dude that has a backdrop that says Trump sucks on TikTok, right?
I'll
I don't
take
think
that.
you're just doing. I don't think that you're just doing this for clicks and views. I think you're doing it because you actually want to have genuine conversations with people, and then the people watching, it's just a bonus for you. So that's what I think. I mean, that's what I see from you, and that's why you're the only one that I come up here and talk to. I just skip past it. I'll just skip past the other ones. I'd rather go watch some chick scream about, get your TikTok shop stuff in for 30 minutes than listen to anybody else but you when it comes to talking about this stuff.
I appreciate it.
So yeah, I'll give you that. And you broke down things for me because that people who are opposite of you might not learn by having a 18-year-old kid who's never had a job scream in their face. They might learn by visual, drawings and things like that. So I like how you bring up the drawing board. That helps people like me be able to understand things a little bit better. So I know why you do it. Some guys don't, but I know why you do it. So yeah, I agree with you. I think overall, I know I wasn't trying to. I would hope that I wouldn't sound like I was bashing veterans. If I saw the real information, if I saw, what was happening with them, um, you know, then I would probably. I mean, I don't say I would probably. I would disagree. All right, never mind.
Sorry about that.
Oh, was that me or you?
That was me.
Okay. There nobody call me. I'm not that important. But so basically, had the I agree with you. Elon Musk should not have a role in our government, and if he does have a role, it definitely should not be what he's doing, right? I think that he should have. I think that he should have like a managers overseeing what he's doing, which he doesn't. It does seem like he kind of just can do whatever he wants right now, and if somebody has a problem with it, Trump's gonna get mad at them, and that's what he has backing him is Trump's anger and how he, has control of other people and stuff. So that's one thing. So yeah, I agree with you on that.
All right, well, let's have another conversation sometime soon, all right?
Yeah, but just like the stuff with the VA though, I think that once more information comes out, I would like to hear more like stories of people, that experienced it. I think it's too recent right now because I'm not seeing any videos about people saying, "Oh, I worked for the VA, I was a veteran, this," and then I just came in and got fired because, just like you said, they're trying to work on canceling that and getting them back in right now. So once more stuff with that comes out, who knows? I might change my mind on that. But I appreciate you having me up. You're a good guy to talk to.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, man.
You take it easy. I'll talk to you soon.
Yes, sir. See you, bro.
Chat, if you are a Trump supporter, jump in my box. If you are friendly, go on and get. Go on and get. Guys, tap the screen. Let's get to 100K. It's 10:30 tonight. I'm probably going to be streaming till maybe like midnight because I'm going to the rock climbing gym tomorrow morning at 6-ish. But if you're in my box and you're friendly, I'm not going to be happy with you. Also, I have a Cash App Venmo in the bio. So if you guys want to kick somebody, I usually kick somebody for $25, or if you just want to send me love, that's the best way to do it. Also, consider becoming a subscriber. It's like $3 a month, and it helps pay my bills. Hopefully, if TikTok keeps going, we'll be able to keep those going. And you also get cool stickers. We're going to go on to the next guest. Again, get out of my box if you're friendly. I love you all. What if there's a TikTok verified public figure in your box? Who is that? Hello? Other than you, Andrew.
Well, hello there. You had no idea, did you? You sat there like a fool. You sat there, I played you like a fiddle. You had absolutely no idea, and I played you like a fiddle, like the stupid little guy that you are. You had no idea, and here I was the whole time. You're just eating your little ramen noodles, thinking you're very funny. Look, I know you're looking for debates. If this was the worst time I could have saw you right now, if I would have seen you 30 minutes earlier, this would have been tremendous, but not right now. I have to come back later, and I have to save this country, okay? God bless America, and make America gooey again. Thank you so much, President Cum. I'm sorry, what?
Oh. Yellow. Hello? Hello? Olives with chopsticks is correct. That is correct. I'm not a fan of olives. That's a ban. That's a kick.
Hey,
Yellow.
howdy.
What's up? Are you a Trump supporter?
Definitely.
Okay, what do you like about Trump?
I really love the fact that when he's out in public and on camera, he doesn't sniff children. That's like one of my favorite things about him is that he just refuses to sniff little boys and girls' heads when he's in front of a camera. And because of that, I'm just really proud to support him.
What about walking into little girls' changing rooms?
Well, you know, I don't think anyone's ever talked about that until now when you just created that. But we have plenty of proof that Biden adores sniffing and kissing and pulling the arms of little girls in close to get a good sniff. Can you deny that? Or have you
Yeah,
seen the video?
we actually have
I
people.
can send you the links if you've never seen them.
I've seen the edited clips. Yeah.
No, they're not created or edited. They're from all media outlets, ABC, CBN, or whatever.
So like giving someone a hug and you just like pause it and you're like, look,
No.
he's sniffing somebody.
Like a little girl getting pulled in by her arm and she's like pulling away, right? And then he still pulls her in and then sniffs her and she looks really uncomfortable on camera. I'm just really glad that Trump
Here, I'll play you this and you give me yours.
That's crazy. You should
loves a beauty pageant, and by his own admission, he was no stranger
CNN, great.
backstage while
That
owning
makes sense.
parts of 3 different
This is not CNN.
nearly 2 decades.
Oh yeah.
Really says CNN on the bottom right.
Everybody okay? And you see these incredible looking women, and so I sort of get away with things like that.
In 2001, Tasha Dixon was Miss Arizona, competing.
So he actually very famously hosted the 1997 Miss Teen USA pageant.
It's crazy. I bring up that Biden did
beauty
something
and by his own admission,
atrocious,
he
and
was
you're
no
just
stranger
deflecting to
backstage
someone
while
else doing
owning
something
parts of 3
you
different
screw up.
pageants for
That's
nearly
crazy.
2 decades.
Do we not acknowledge that?
Standing there with no
Biden
clue.
maybe did
Is
something
everybody
bad?
okay? And you see these incredible looking women, and so I sort of get away with things like that.
In 2001, Tasha
Bragging
Dixon
about-
was Miss Arizona, competing in the Miss USA
Bragging
pageant.
about
Ooh.
being attracted to women. Okay.
He owns the beauty pageants and he goes and walks backstage because he owns the place.
Okay. I'm sure a lot of people are walking back there
Hmm.
of both sexes. Do you want to? So again, that wasn't my point. I didn't bring any of that up. I was the opposition to your post. Do you want to pull up the videos of Biden pulling in that little girl and sniffing her? Because that would actually be great.
Yeah, so what you're talking about is the daughter of a dead senator, one of Biden's friends, and he actually gave her some encouraging words, and she came out and wrote a letter about this, an open letter, and said that she was not weirded out by any of this. Let's find it.
Might not have, but there's plenty of examples. We could probably find multiple examples where someone felt either uncomfortable or just didn't come out and say it, but it was clear in the video that they were.
Video edited to make it sound like President Biden loudly sniffed a young child.
You can look at compilations of it. Just go on YouTube, type in Biden sniffing children compilation.
Here, I'll do another one for you. Trump telling 10-year-old
there's a good deflection
girl
right there.
escalator.
That's how you got your 55K follows deflecting.
No.
Well, clearly, you're refusing to look up anything.
You're allowed to bring me all the evidence you want.
You're refusing to look
You're
up
just telling me
any-
to look up compilations for you.
Yeah, look up a compilation of your hero sniffing little girls and boys. Or maybe not.
We have Trump saying that his daughter is a fine piece of ass.
Deflection. I love this.
Supply, right? I just want to fit in.
We have him saying that the thing he has in common with his daughter is sex when she says real estate and golf.
I never even said I'm pro-Trump. I'm just trying to get you to acknowledge that.
Biden wasn't even running the last race, and you said that you like Trump because he's not Biden.
Yeah, I do.
You know who didn't do any of this? Kamala.
Senate Republican races, governor's races, etc., etc.
Wow.
All of that is
Yeah.
You're really fighting. You're really fighting to not look up the videos I'm telling you to look up.
Okay, you want me to look up a Biden sniffing compilation?
Do it. It's so easy. Just type in Biden sniffing. You don't even have to type anything after that.
There you go.
Want to make 70 grand per year? Study respiratory care at Southeastern Community.
We really don't care. It's just him hugging kids.
Biden's
Oh, you don't
cognitive
care.
and
That's
physical
cool.
decline has been well documented throughout his administration. Mumbles and stumbles often make headlines and are
Damn,
mocked
didn't
by
even look it
primetime
up.
television
That's
hosts.
crazy. You must have had this.
But what is
This is
I know
it.
frequently
you did.
spoken about is Joe
Here, I'll
Biden's
send you a link. Give me a
creepiness.
sec.
Sniffing children, inappropriate touching, and strange whispering have all come
There
up
you go.
multiple times.
He's
throughout
talking right there. I don't know if that's sniffing.
mainstream media seem to sweep
Look at
the
that
He's
face.
talking right there.
Imagine that's your sister.
Sky News All-Stars Rita Panahi, Paul Murray, and James Morrow
Okay.
exposed Joe Biden's creepiest moments.
Okay. And that was it?
Hours of it.
Hours of it?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, and that's your political take?
Have you heard of this ever, or is this your first time?
I've heard of it a million times. It's a joke. Yeah.
But he's taken that claim
It's
a
a
little
joke, even
too
though
far
there's
on
literal
many
proof.
occasions, acting very strange.
It's all pretty questionable, yeah.
Arguably the strangest of Joe Biden's creepy behavior.
Kissing a baby. Well, that's horrible. Oh, man.
No one said that. Look at this one. I love that one. When she looks away.
Here's just a few of those
Or
moments.
maybe you think she deserved that. She deserved the inconsensual touch.
He's Catholic, so I guess in some cultures you just kiss each other like that? People do?
It was, I guess. That's a weird. You think religion?
Trump sexualizes young women all the
No,
time.
You just said because he's Catholic, it's okay for him to do all that.
Then rearranges some more.
Have you ever been to like Mexico or France?
We're not in any of those places. We're in America.
Okay, well, I'm just telling you, culturally, people are different.
Culturally, it's not common here. Right? You're arguing.
Is that really weird? Is that why you didn't vote? Is that your version of politics?
No, that's not.
That's your big boogeyman?
Getting rid of all the money. That was a big
and I watch the stuff for a living.
That was your reason? Do you want to talk about real stuff now? What did you say?
Selling out the American people to make a buck. What do you think
Who-
of Hunter Biden?
who did that?
That's my biggest question. What do you think of Hunter? You think he's a great guy?
I think he's a great guy.
You do?
Yeah, recovered addict, lawyer, artist.
He only recovered. He was indicted while his father was a president, so it was in the best interest for the family for him to go through recovery. I agree, but it almost seems forced, right?
Okay.
As president, now is the time to get off of all the drugs I was on.
Do you think that Trump's son is also sober?
His literal child?
Trump Jr.? Don Jr.?
No. There's literally no proof that he's not.
You're kidding me, right?
Yeah, there's literally. What would you argue is the drug of choice? Is it the equivalent?
Probably
of
white
what
girl.
Biden's doing? I love this. We can compare, right?
Yeah,
Was
probably
he
white
doing
girl.
Heroin, meth, or weed?
It's probably white girl.
You're right. You gotta censor.
Have you seen him rubbing his gums during the SpaceX launch? Doing one of these? Doing gummies? Have you ever done that stuff?
Nope, but that doesn't mean you're on it.
Okay, what about him falling asleep on camera all the time on his live stream on Rumble while he's selling his like figurines of his dad to children?
How many hours longs are those streams?
I don't know. I do streams all the time. I don't fall asleep.
So everyone's gotta be like you, right? No one can get tired.
I mean, usually if you're sober, you don't fall asleep on stream, yeah.
I mean, that's not exactly true. I've seen plenty of streamers get sleepy and tired and pass out, possibly. I mean, with a kid being as popular as he is, right? I'm sure there's a lot of incentive to stay and ignore your desire to go to sleep, even though you want to go to sleep, right? He's probably got more than 55K follows like you, right?
Probably.
Yeah. So it wouldn't be unreasonable to say that a streamer might extend their streaming just because they're possibly more popular and profiting more, right?
I guess so, man. I guess so. I don't know. It's really weird. This is the most awkward person I've had a conversation with.
No, I can make the stretch that he's doing all of this. You're stretching for a more negative reach.
Okay, here's the thing. Your double standard is Trump's son. There's no way he's not sober, and that all of his stuff is on the up and up, even though Trump hired his children straight into the White House and put them in front, like in charge of foreign affairs, specifically like the Middle East, and then somehow make out with $2 billion from the Saudis. Yet Hunter Biden is the one that you guys are real focused on. You guys are real quick. You guys are real quick. You don't care about okay. Hunter Biden, the guy who's a lawyer.
Ooh. Okay, Trump's a business owner.
He was born into the real estate industry where you just buy things. You just buy pieces of real estate. It's real hard to fuck up. Real estate, literally, you just buy a piece of real estate and it skyrockets in price.
Side, and liberals usually think that you have entitlement to everyone else's property. Is that why you don't like Trump? Because he's into real estate? I mean, why even?
No, I don't like Trump because he's a con man and he's raising your and my taxes and he's giving us stupid shit to fight about while he robs both of us.
Can I ask you this? What's the most money you've ever made from a job? Roughly, not exactly.
I don't know how that's any of your business.
It's relevant to my question. I'll tell you if you tell me.
Sure, I used to make.
I paid less taxes under Trump's previous term than I did in the past Biden's term.
Okay, you sweet little spirit. Whose tax plan were we under when Biden was in office?
Biden's. He's the president.
We were still under Trump's tax plan. Congratulations.
We literally weren't.
Yes, we were. Tax plans are 8 years long.
I don't get how you're lost on that. Biden was the president.
You think Biden being the president automatically gets to write the tax code?
You think that Trump being the president means he gets to write the tax code?
It's written every 8 years. So yes, now he's going to write it the second time for 16 years total.
I'll collect more money, thank God.
So which one is it? You paid more or paid less, bro?
I paid more in taxes under Biden's administration. I paid less under Trump's, and I got more back.
Okay. It was the same tax policy, bub. Bless your little heart.
It literally wasn't.
It literally was, man.
Literally wasn't. Literally ask the world. It's crazy.
You want me to Google it for you?
Go to the store. We're still suffering from Biden's. This is the craziest part about liberals. Y'all just don't.
Here you go.
Yeah, cool.
Here you go. Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. Did you know that it lasts for 8 years? Here you go.
You don't think about what goes all into literally all of that. Everything Biden did, he ruined everything.
Can you tell me a thing that Biden did that made things bad?
God, let's think about all the military weapons he left overseas. That'd be fun.
Okay, so you probably haven't Googled that before.
That was such a good thing, right?
You haven't Googled that before. So what you're talking about is roughly $17 billion of stuff that we gifted the ANA, the Afghan army, during the time that we were there between 2001 and 2024.
That's not true either. It was all left there. I literally have friends in the army, and they told me.
Your friends told you?
Objective. I've had multiple people in the army.
Well, I have friends in the army, and they told me that you're wrong.
Well, maybe it's clear they didn't go overseas. So
my brother literally was overseas.
yeah, you can say that for your argument. Prove it. I can prove it.
Okay, I'll prove it.
This is fun. I kind of want to know your brother's name. That'll be fun to look up.
So the U.S. gave a total of $18.6 billion of equipment to the Afghan National Defense and Security Forces from 2005 to August 2021. According to the report, of that total equipment, $7 billion remain in Afghanistan after the Exactly. And
differently.
after the US withdrawal was completed, it included aircraft, air-to-ground munitions, military vehicles, weapons, communications, equipment, and other materials according to the DoD report. Not to mention every time we leave a war, we leave all of this shit there and decommission it. Every single time. Every time. And Trump was like, "Oh, I can't believe we're doing this." And he freaked out because he's such a shrew. And General Milley reassured him, "Yes, that's what we do." General Milley, the 4-star general, he goes, "Yes, that's how we do things. That's how we do things." Trump, a television, a TV star personality, of course he doesn't know these things because he fucking knows real estate. He doesn't know military. Biden, somebody who was on foreign affair committees for like 20 years, he does know. He knew these things.
2005 to what? You just
2005 to August 2021.
to August 2021. Okay, what does it have to do with us leaving? You said it was gifted, right?
Yes,
Everything
gifted.
from
Yes, we left stuff that we gave them. When we give another country things, does that mean that it's ours or
Of course, it
theirs?
was written by CNN. They would say we gifted it. Do you think the American people wanted to gift all that to an enemy, in a sense?
Do you think that we're going to take 20-year-old planes back here to be like maintained and stuff, things that we are not even going to use anymore?
Why give it to the enemy?
We didn't give it to, we decommissioned it. If we left it, we decommissioned it. If it was ours.
You can undecommission literally anything. I can go buy
Yeah?
a pew-pew on the black market that's decommissioned. And
You sound like you could.
You're acting like they don't have their own technology to get this stuff working again.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it really helped when Trump let 5,000 Afghan prisoners or Taliban prisoners out of the Afghan jails. I bet that was a real good move.
What was the trade-off? Look up the trade-off for that. Google that.
You tell me, what was the trade? It's just a ceasefire, right?
I asked, you made the claim.
The ceasefire was the trade-off. That's it. So we got nothing besides them promising not to shoot us, and he gave them 5,000 prisoners. And then they took over the government within weeks. That was your daddy who did that.
Yeah. I mean, nothing he does disappoints me, to be quite frank. I'm just going to be honest.
You're a good cult member.
So are you, right? Couldn't I say the same? It's very easy to say.
Who's my leader?
I'm a Republican.
Who am I following?
I mean, you're defending Biden, and you fought really hard to look up those videos of him sniffing kids, and then you defended it and said it's not that bad.
They're just pictures of him talking to children and giving them hugs.
No. You're really reaching, dude, and you're fighting the truth. If you can't say that's bad, it tells me what your intentions are. And again, you're 55K on an app that's mostly full of children, so that's all I guess I gotta say.
My audience is 55 and over.
Well, you're on a children's app with an audience of 55.
This is not a children's app anymore. We wrestled it out of the hands of children years ago.
Okay. That's crazy, dude. All right, buddy. Good luck to you.
Yeah, if this is a children's app, what are you doing here with your fucking soul patch? Yellow? Hello, hello? Yellow?
Hey, man,
What's up? Are you a Trump supporter?
yes, you're a way better debater than that dude. I mean, you completely destroyed him. I thought that was pretty evident.
Okay, what do you like about Trump?
Let's talk about your views on the Afghanistan withdrawal when you said we didn't leave it there, we just decommissioned it. What's the difference?
So usually when we leave stuff or when we leave like a country because we're pulling out of a war, we do. We just decommission shit and we leave it. And the other stuff, the billions of dollars that Trump was so upset about, was stuff that we gifted to them. He even talked about dogs that we gifted them. Beautiful dogs. You remember that speech? We gifted them those dogs. They were theirs.
So just because that's the way we usually do things, supposedly, that still doesn't make it right.
It's the most efficient way to do things, because transporting it back, like maintaining them, doing all of that other stuff, it costs more than to just literally just leave it places.
I'm kind of confused why it costs so much to transport it back.
I don't know. I'm not in the intelligence sector of the military.
Ride? Wouldn't it just be a plane trip? Wouldn't it just be gasoline?
I don't know. And that's a simple-minded version of what probably happens. That's what Trump probably thinks about. Yeah.
That's so Trump, whenever he said the same thing you're saying, and Trump just asked the question, what does it cost, a tank of gasoline? I'm sitting here watching him on TV, and I say, do you have a counter argument to say why it would cost more to transport it back? That's just a crazy argument.
I don't know. Like, what does it cost to get a aircraft carrier into the ocean so that you can land these planes on them and then carry the whole aircraft carrier crewed with 4,000 people to come all the way back? Maybe that's why.
Fly the planes back.
Because they probably don't have that kind of range. I don't know.
Well, why couldn't you fly them on a boat? Wouldn't that work? How do we get them over there?
Did you miss the part where aircraft carrier is crewed by 4,000 people?
Well, how do we get them over there?
The way I just told you?
So you're saying that the airplanes don't have range. I would argue that most do.
I don't know what to tell you then.
Well, you're not very researched on this topic, then, I can tell.
Okay, I got a feeling the military themselves is pretty researched on this, and that Trump, a real estate mogul and TV star, isn't.
Why? Okay, so you trust the institution, I understand, but you haven't looked into this at all.
No, I haven't tried to do the logistics that the military spends millions of dollars doing themselves. No.
Okay, I guess me and you, I haven't done the research either, but I would like to have some reasoning of how much money it costs to take this stuff back.
Well, then I dare you to go do it. I don't know what to say.
Even if it did cost a lot, there's a bunch of reasons why, even if it did cost a lot, we wouldn't just leave it there. I mean, that's kind of stupid.
Okay, we do it every time. So apparently Trump is just the smartest person to have achieved the presidency.
Well, just because Trump disagrees with it, why couldn't anybody else disagree? Why does it make it a flawed argument just because Trump disagrees with it?
Because I imagine that there are millions of people who've had their hands on this and have had this idea where it, like, everyone's intuitive reaction to leaving a war would be to bring the stuff back. And obviously, since we don't, I would say, dang, someone did the math and it's not worth it.
Okay, how much does a stick of dynamite cost?
I don't know, man.
You could probably, I know there's something that you can buy at a store, you can blow up stuff for like $20. How much dynamite does it cost to blow up an airplane? $100? Why didn't we do it?
Because I'm sure we could just yank out the computer chips out of them and they're completely worthless. And it's less dangerous.
It's less dangerous. It's in the middle of a desert. You're really reaching here now.
Yeah, do you think dealing with explosives is just as easy as fucking yanking out a computer chip or a processor? Or like a motherboard?
Get computer chips?
It would have to be the exact motherboard. And I'm sure it's proprietary to the United States.
Electrical, it's components, it's engine components. They can take the parts out.
Okay, I highly doubt you know what you're talking about, man.
So you're saying, hold up. So you're logically saying that it's safer to just take a computer chip out, which you don't even know they did that. Take a computer chip out, then blow it up.
Yes.
Tell me how it's worse for the enemy to take a computer chip out than to destroy the plane. You could blow it to shrapnel. Why didn't we do it?
Because that's dangerous and dumb.
It's in the middle of a desert.
Yeah, handling dynamite is never safe.
Oh, okay. So you're really reaching here, buddy. So you're saying we couldn't conduct an operation where we blow up these planes safely? I could do that. couple high school kids could do that. Drive the plane out in the middle of the desert.
Okay, I don't, dude. You sound like the smartest kid at a 5th grade lunch table. This is obviously
I'm
things we
sounding
think about as a military.
Why would you not blow it up? Explain to me why you.
So, the military has teams of people stateside that get all the equipment we need to fight wars, and they palletize it. Small stuff gets put on pallets. Big stuff is just in cargo planes. And then it leapfrogs, getting more fuel each leapfrog. And that's how we get things overseas. So the people who are downrange, they don't have the personnel to repalletize things to get it out efficiently, which is why we would just leave it. It just doesn't make sense because the support teams are stateside, not downrange.
Okay, great point. So why didn't we destroy it?
I could not speak to why we wouldn't destroy it.
Me neither.
I have no idea. But
We obviously
bringing it
decommission
back-
things, right?
I call it ignorance.
I mean, the military has reasons for why they do things.
I
that
just call it
we
ignorance.
wouldn't know. Like they could have gotten orders to not decommission it, to not blow it up, whatever.
Well, that
They
would
were
be
given
stupid. wouldn't it?
orders, and then they did the best they had with whatever equipment, whatever personnel they had at the time.
Well, you are right. They did get orders. Who's the commander in chief?
I mean, it would be the Joint Chiefs of Staff down to the combatant commander of that area.
So we're talking about.
That's the chain of
Do
command.
you really think they went up to Biden and said, "Hey, we're just trying to drum up an idea of how to withdraw, and we're wondering, like, do we leave the equipment there or not?" Do you think they come to Biden with those kinds of questions, or do you think that Biden says, "Hey, draw me up a plan and tell me what we need to do to get these people out safe"?
Of course they do.
They come to him with critical questions, but they have logistics people that do this stuff. They don't need Biden's input on whether or not it's cheaper to decommission or blow things up in the middle of the desert.
So you're okay. I would think they would ask the president. That's pretty important, in my opinion. We got billions of dollars worth of equipment over here, Mr. President. What do you think we should do with this equipment? I would think they would ask him that, but me and you
The
got different-
president has so much on his plate. That's why the Joint Chiefs of Staff and the combatant commanders exist. The president goes, I want this to happen. Withdrawal from X, Y, and Z. And then a team of people, strategists, say, all right, these are our top 3 COAs, our courses of action. This way we take everything. This way we blow everything up. This way we decommission everything. And this is the financials behind everything. So
Okay.
there were a bunch of options presented, and the people who made the decisions picked what was the best one at the time, given their direction. That's just how it works.
Okay, I think things should. Okay, that's your opinion. I don't really. I would think they would ask the president, but let's say that you're right. I would like some reasoning from our government of why they did that. They've never provided that. That's why we're sitting here debating it. But we're talking about planes and decommissioning planes. What about the night vision goggles? Why didn't we destroy them? NVGs. We left them in Afghanistan. Why did we do that? Why didn't we destroy them? Maybe we couldn't blow them up because maybe that would be too dangerous. As the host said, it'd be too dangerous to blow them up. Somebody might get hurt.
They were decommissioned. They took the stuff that they need to use them to make them work. They took that stuff out, and within that regions of the world, you can't get those things replaced very easily. But I just wanted to say, so like I understand what you're saying about leaving the tanks and the planes and the helicopters over there, but I know they explained to you that they always do that. Have you ever seen the movies like Vietnam and Korea when they're it's not documentaries per se, maybe there are, but just movies where they'll have the helicopters on the boats going back across the sea, and they all start tipping the helicopters off the side of the boats?
You said something false. I just want to know where you got it from. You said we decommissioned those goggles. Where'd you get that from?
Here you go.
No,
It's right here.
We take out the stuff that's necessary.
No.
So Army Lieutenant Colonel Rob Lodwick, Army Lieutenant Colonel Rob Lodwick, a spokesperson for the Pentagon, said in a statement that while large numbers of small arms that have been transferred to the Afghan forces most likely ended up in the hands of the Taliban, meaning we gifted these things to the Afghan army, and since Trump released 5,000 Afghan or Taliban prisoners and they took over the government, they probably got their hands on some of that stuff we gifted the ANA. But this wasn't stuff that we accidentally left behind and forgot to decommission. It says they were all retrograded prior to our withdrawal or decommissioned. So, like, if you have a pair of night vision goggles and you took the chip out that is a proprietarily made in a factory in fucking Utah, Afghanistan people are not going to be able to use them. They're not going to be able to go make a fucking microchip in the middle of the desert that requires helium and proprietary equipment that costs millions of dollars to make. They could just go buy more.
Okay, you're bringing up. What did you just bring up? What were you just talking about there that just got left? Small arms.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you just talking about small arms. Let's talk about other stuff. There's a lot of stuff we left there. A lot of stuff.
Okay.
We left it.
Nearly all weapons and equipment used by military U.S. forces, that probably also includes planes, was retrograded or destroyed prior to the withdrawal. That's from our Pentagon.
I'm also not even going to bring up the fact that you're on an NBC.
I know that you guys are primed to stop believing facts from certain news sources.
I just don't believe the media, but no, we left a lot of stuff over there, and we left, according to multiple sources, about $7.1 billion worth of stuff over there. So,
in the possession of the Afghan government.
We gave it to them. Yeah, we gave it to the Afghan national government.
And I still want to see some reason. You made a statement that those goggles were decommissioned. I've never seen that.
Yeah,
I know that you guys have found things to complain about, but there's obvious we have people in the Pentagon that make more decisions than this.
Could I get
yeah, sure. They have chips in them that convert low amounts of light to like green lights, and they separate the lights, and it makes us easier to be able to see things. Because even in a moonless light, there's still light if you can intensify it enough. So that's what those goggles do. They'll take those chips out. That doesn't allow them to intensify, and then you're just wearing dark glasses.
Where do you get your news from, Dylan?
Goggles were decommissioned.
I just explained that to you.
No, evidence. You can explain stuff all day long.
Can you give us your source?
Can you give us goggles and pull them apart?
I'll give you some sources. I got American Military News. I got I'm looking for some government. I got Defense One, CBS News. Bunch of CBS.
Can you just give me your biggest complaint in the actual article?
No, the biggest complaint. I mean, I was looking at one article. I'm trying to find some government sources, but
Trump deleted all of those.
Oh yeah. Well, I wish somebody would have saved them. I'm sure he did.
There was a big PDF. There was a big PDF on the Afghan withdrawal that Trump deleted on his first day in office.
Give me 1 second. I still want to find some evidence that those goggles were demilitarized, because you just said that, and I would like to see some evidence.
Okay, our Pentagon says so. Army Lieutenant Colonel Rob Lodwick.
Small arms. Do I see anything night vision goggles in there, buddy?
That was in a different sentence. Nearly all weapons and equipment used by U.S. military forces in Afghanistan were either retrograded or destroyed prior to our withdrawal.
Okay, did it say nearly all?
We're not going to give you the breakdown of every single item.
Did
that
it
was
say?
destroyed,
Did
but
it say?
This is as good as you're going to have to get it. This will be a basis of your jump off if you want to find more. Like what exactly
It
guns
says
that
nearly
we
all.
destroyed.
It says
Yeah.
nearly all. I mean, you made a statement.
Probably because we gave some of them to the Afghan National Army. Some of them we destroyed.
Okay, so I just want you to you made a statement. You said that all the goggles were decommissioned. And everybody on the comment like, "Oh my gosh, W, give me some evidence, man. I'm here. Evidence."
Okay.
That's
goggles are created with technology, right?
Where did you hear they got decommissioned? Where did you hear
Night
that?
vision. Pickles read it to you 3 times, and now I'm
No,
explaining to the
you read
process of how they
nothing
can do it.
about goggles.
Goggles take technology
You read
to
nothing
work.
about goggles.
No, he
Where?
did.
Where are the goggles?
He read. It was in the paragraph how they decommissioned.
Nearly all arms. How is what the hell? That's not goggles.
Are
Come
you
on.
okay, Pickles? Will you read that one more time?
It does say that some of them did make their way over into the hands of were left by Americans in Afghanistan are now finding their way over towards this side. Major General A.J. Chanpuria, an Indian Army official, was quoted by saying Indian media last year, said the government was aware of the issue. The measures were in place to combat the infiltration of U.S. weapons into Kashmir. We're monitoring the situation closely and have taken steps accordingly. Our police and army are on the job, and the region's top official said that the silence of the news conference last year at his official residence in Srinagar. Kashmir police official Vijay Kumar also said authorities were fully capable of countering the militant threat. So yes, some of them did spill over, but this isn't something that like never happens. We leave stuff all the time, and Trump was the first person to mention it just to kind of get you guys riled up.
So that wasn't even us, though. Stuff that wasn't spilled over. That's the stuff that we gave to the Afghan National Army before we left. 2 weeks later, after we left, they fell.
Yeah,
so
who
all
would've
that
guessed
equipment
that?
all that equipment that we gave to them, they left there. They weren't able to defend it off. That's not us.
Yeah, that was really smart. Our president did a great job on that, didn't he?
That was Trump who
did
negotiated
that.
this.
No, he
Trump
didn't.
negotiated.
Yes, he did.
We left the equipment over there.
Bro,
and, like,
do you
a
remember?
couple days
No,
later, they got took over.
no,
How's-
Trump.
come on.
Literally, it was the Doha agreement. It's literally in the Doha agreement. Do you remember hearing all the stupid ass stories about Donald Trump putting the picture of the Taliban leader's house down and said, "We know where you live if
Oh,
you
yeah.
don't sign here"? Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that was a fake fucking story. That never happened. But
Oh, I'm sure.
at that time, that's when all that stuff was supposed to be happening.
So
That was
so
Donald Trump's. That was
confused
Donald
about one
Trump's
thing.
deal.
I'm
Signing
confused about one thing.
signing that deal with Donald Trump was at the same meeting. Supposedly, he did that stuff with the.
This is what Donald Trump does. He makes a major, huge blunder, a huge, enormous fuck up, and then he starts pointing at people and projecting things. So, like, when he negotiated this deal, he did it without the Afghan government at the negotiation table. He negotiated this with the Taliban, and he did not invite the Afghan government to the negotiation table because he knew they were going to be overrun. And then he blames Biden for the Taliban getting a hold of all the equipment that we gave the Afghan government.
Okay, did we give the Afghan government those planes?
We gave them plenty of stuff. I'm sure we did give them planes. Yeah.
Okay, so a while ago when we were arguing about how could we take the planes back, you told me the reason why we didn't take the planes back is because it was too costly.
Yeah, we gave them some stuff, and we also just left stuff. Both can be true.
Okay, so why didn't we take the goggles back?
God forbid the goggles. God forbid.
It's a good point because you were arguing a while ago.
The goggles! But why the goggles?
Costly and dangerous to
Why
put
did we release 5,000 Taliban prisoners? Why did we do that? Why did Trump say that he was going to get everybody home by Christmas and then just left him there high and dry with 2,500 U.S. troops and 5,000 Taliban, 5,000 terrorists for them to face? Why did he do that?
You don't know what he had in plan. It's a different administration.
Nobody knew what he had planned because he fucking walked out of the Oval Office like a baby back bitch because he couldn't accept the election results.
Oh yeah, go ahead and pivot. I'm still. You've made a couple really dumb points and nobody's pointed you out on it. And that's okay. I'm here. I mean, I'm the only opposition point. Your thing about the dynamite and how blowing stuff up is too dangerous, too costly. That's why we didn't do it. That's funny.
I said dangerous. Yeah, we don't need to blow things up.
That's an idiot. I mean, I'm just saying. Even Tic Tac, I know he's a lot smarter than you, and that's why you called him up to debate me. But that was an idiot point you said.
Dylan, I can tell how dumb you are just by your accent.
To blow up planes. That's absolutely crazy. That's like blowing up a car.
What are you talking about?
A while ago, when the host said the reason why we couldn't blow up the planes is because it would be too dangerous.
I just got $25 to kick him. It's kind of up. I was kind of done with him. Jacqueline, thank you so much. Guys, I have walked people 300 times on this Afghan argument, and this guy wants to bring up the fact that we should go and blow things up like kind of like a 14-year-old's idea of how we should deal with leaving our equipment after a war. Like, you really don't think that the government, with all of our intelligence, the most expensive military on planet Earth, doesn't know how to deal with its own stuff?
They didn't return my hoodie after our breakup.
You're really hung up on Night vision goggles. On night vision goggles?
And they're like second generation ones too. Those are 20-year-old goggles. It's wild. You having a good night so far?
Jacqueline, thank you so much. Yeah, it's been pretty good. It's been okay.
Hear me out.
I thought I'd come up and give you a break for a minute.
I appreciate you. Yeah. What's up, Maritime?
Hear me out. What I'm saying is, we all need to pay more taxes. The middle class needs to increase taxes. We all need to pay more. We can't afford the programs that we have as is. I'm not saying don't tax the rich. I'm saying taxing the rich is not enough. That's what I'm saying. And that's where I'm coming from.
I'm down if we get universal health care, raise my taxes.
Get those kids in school for college educations. I'm willing to talk.
Yeah, free college and universal health care. I'll pay 10 to 15% extra. Give it to me.
Well, first, I did not expect you to say that, but yeah, I'm fine with that. But at the point that we're at right now, it's unsustainable. We can't just keep doing these tax breaks. It does not work. It's not going to work. It won't pay for everything that we want. Period.
That's why we advocate for tax increases.
But it's an unpopulist movement. No one wants to increase taxes. No politician will come out here and say, "Hey, we need to increase taxes," because they won't get voted in.
Sounds like we need to get rid of money within politics.
Okay, that's a fair point. That's a fair point, but
Now, how do we do that?
Man, I have no fucking idea.
You gotta get rid of Citizens United.
Hello?
Oh shit.
Hello? Wasp?
Who's this?
Oh, hey, I'm here. Hey, so sorry. I wanted to make sure that I didn't have a whole lot of feedback. No, I literally wanted to come up because that one guy who was so obsessed with all of the goggle shit, like, you pointed it out, Pickles, really well, that one of the biggest issues is logistics. At the end of the day, part of the reason why they don't bring things back is they just don't have the logistics to do it, and also it just is going to cost way too fucking much money. It costs a lot of money to get it over there. Why are we going to cut our losses on like bringing shit back that we've already reproduced 3 times over and done better? Because we have the military-industrial complex in our back pocket doesn't mean I agree with it, but that's a huge point of it. But yeah, I mean, as far as like the tax, like, yeah, anyone would argue against increasing taxes on the rich by saying that we need to increase taxes on the middle class, while also not actually standing on business about like the shit that really matters, aka free healthcare, free college, free childcare, really supporting mothers, like, and families in this day and age is wild to me. I literally only wanted to pop up to get at Dylan, but he got bumped down, which is good. People like that are far too unintelligent and uninformed to be having any kind of an opinion on it.
Like, I really, like, I thought about it for 30 seconds and I feel like I knew more than Dylan did this entire time. These last 4 years, he's probably been dooming and glooming over this Afghan withdrawal. And it's just not worth the bandwidth.
It's not, and like one of the things that like I noticed, because like obviously everyone pointed out the whole like goggles. There's like, so my background's in psychology, specifically like abnormal psych, and like one of the things that is really apparent when people like that are talking about any of these subjects is they keep sticking to one concept because they have absolutely no capacity for critical thought to go outside of that and start looking for, you know, other things to care about. Like, he kept going back to the goggle gate. Yeah, exactly. Like, he kept going back to the goggles. There, can you kill people with goggles? Like, can you overthrow a government with goggles? Like,
Yeah.
bruh. It's truly wild to me. Like, the fact of the matter is it's, at the end of the day, there are far too many people that know not nearly enough about the subjects that they claim to care about that have opinions on it. And that's by design. Like, it's by design. They otherwise wouldn't fucking talk about this shit or care about it if they weren't told to care about it. But they're also not being given the resources to learn about it. So, I don't know. Thank you for your work. I appreciate you. I'm going to drop down.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your input.
I appreciate it.
I just found. Oh, please, baby. Ugh.
I just had a sneeze attack.
I just got the Afghan withdrawal PDF back. Let's go. The one that Trump deleted. Let's go. Let's go. Big shout out to Argent. She is just the best. She's just the best. Marin Time, you sound like a friendly. I'm gonna say no. You sound like a friendly. Guys, if you're a Trump supporter, come and debate me. Oh shit, my Amazon Fresh order was just delivered, so I'm gonna let you song and dance TikTok for a sec.
I can't. I just had a sneezing fit. My sinuses are all clogged. I got nothing. Hold on. Let's see what we got going on in the news. Sounds like I've been doing that, white girl. New York mayor was seen stumbling during drinking driving arrest with his young son in the car. That happened 43 minutes ago. Uh-oh. New Jersey. Oliver Stone to testify at the U.S. House panel JFK assassination files hearing, which is interesting. He wasn't there. He did make the movie about it in the 1990s. JFK was the name of the movie. I don't know why. Maybe he got some information while he was making the movie. Uh-oh, this just came out. Let me read it real quick. The Wisconsin Supreme Court ejected on Sunday night Wisconsin Attorney General Josh Calls a lawsuit to stop Elon Musk and the American PAC. Sorry guys, my eyes are not doing well tonight. From executing a planned giveaway on Sunday night at $1 million each to two addressees of the town hall in Green Bay, Wisconsin. I've got octave neuritis. It fucks with my eyes kind of bad. Tonight happens to be that night. Yay, you're back. Save me. No, I don't need goggles. My eyes jump. Makes my eyes jump. Puts it in double. Pickles, did you watch SNL last night? Pickles, can you hear me? Just not if you're in there. Is there anybody home? I suck at this, Pickles. You got to come back soon. At least put your dog on the screen. Much more interesting than I am.
All right, guys.
He's back.
Here we go. Guys. We've got Pickles here. And she's really interested in carrots. If you guys want me to give Pickles a carrot, I will do 1 galaxy per carrot treat for Pickles. And that's how I'm going to whore out my dog. Let's get some crunch going. Give her the whole bag. We need a teaser, though. All right, guys. We'll give you an example. Give an example. Q with the 50Q. 56 with the galaxy. All right, all right. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, she's ready.
Chomp, 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 chomp.
Oh.
What a good girl.
This worth the galaxy. Sanford, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the... Yes, I'll do it. I'll give her 2 for that. Oh my god. Andrew Scott with the... Okay, all right. We've got 3 more carrots going her way. Let's go. Pickles, you're going to be full. There you go. There she goes. You better eat them. Say thank you. Bring the mic closer.
No. I'm digging this little mic setup I got here, man. Pickles ASMR.
She's a carrot girl, chat. She's a carrot girl. I can't hear the chomps.
What kind of mic do you have?
I have
Probably a super expensive one, huh?
Yeah, it's a Shure SM7B.
What'd that run you?
About 500.
Yikes. Does it sound better than this one?
You tell me, chap.
I don't know. Let's take a poll. Let's run a poll. See how it is.
1 in the chat if my mic sounds better. 2 in the chat
We'll do
if
the
Tic
smiley
Tac.
faces.
Okay.
I don't want to count all those. I don't chomp. I've got mesothelioma. I don't
Okay.
chomp.
Crying emoji for Tic Tac. Smiley emoji for me.
Do we get to, like, we can't hear ourselves, so do we get to vote?
I think so. I'll go for it.
Damn. Is laughing for me or crying for me?
Crying's for you.
Oh, for real? Are you sure? Well, then I'm doing it. I'm hoping my own numbers. All right. Well, if your microphone's better, maybe it's just the way I'm talking. I have to get that down. Ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome to Pickles Live.
Tic Tac, that does sound better, but I just wanted to make you not feel as bad because music equipment like guitars, especially microphones, speakers, that's like the last thing in the world where, like, the more expensive something is, it actually usually means it's a higher quality. So don't feel bad.
I don't feel bad, man. I paid $50. I honestly, I wasn't even sure I was going to be able to set it up to my phone because I didn't have the right connection, and I figured it out. I had to,
To
I
be
had to
honest,
put different.
though, if you paid $50 for that mic, the quality increase in Pickles mic is not like 10 times better.
Paid
Yeah.
It's like maybe 3
more.
times better.
Yeah.
That's fair. I'm just excited to have a new toy. I don't care how much I paid for it. It's sturdy. It sounds good.
Yeah, it does. It sounds way better for $50, dude. It's definitely the price point that makes a lot more sense for most people.
Yeah, $50. It sounds incredible for $50. Truly.
Yeah.
Thanks. I got it on the TikTok shop for it's the toner, TONOR.
They keep wanting me to sell stuff. Should I sell stuff? Like, I'm at 10,000 something followers.
You totally
If
should.
I talk about this fucking thing, I should probably sell it.
You should.
Does it ship from my house?
No, I think it ships from them.
Get a commission on sales, right? It ships from wherever they sell it. I think you just get a commission like 47 cents or something per sale, depending on the price of something. There might be more for, whatever. You get a small percentage of whoever clicks from your post. I think that's how it works.
Maybe. For something a little like a $50 mic, they're paying 10% on that.
Yeah, I don't know what the percentage is. Don't quote me on that, but could be good.
Pickles, would you sell these carrots on TikTok Shop?
I think that's a yes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's a big yes. It's a big yes. So one thing I did get is, I'll have to show you guys real quick. There's a little water bowl that you can buy that constantly keeps like a clean tray of water. I'll show you. Don't judge me. It's a little... Ah. That one? Oh, hello. That one?
Ooh.
Y'all seen that one? See that little bowl, the white one? It empties out like every 6 hours. So she's always got a fresh bowl of water. So it's not like a constant stream that just circulates.
Right? That little dish kind of rotates to get rid of the empty, like the saliva water.
Yeah. 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 But she doesn't like moving things. She doesn't like the ones that, even the ones that have like a bottle that faces down that like make a bubble here and there to fill up the bowl. It terrifies her. She'll never touch it. But that one, she fucks with it. Where does the old water go? It goes into the gray compartment at the bottom.
And you just empty it or something, right?
Yeah.
So how does it know when to switch, or is it on like a timer?
I have a timer. You can change it from 3 hours to 1 hour to 6 hours. And then you can change how much water it dispenses in each bowl too. She's looking for more carrots. Pickles, baby. You gotta ask chat for more carrots. You gotta ask chat. Look at her ears, guys. I haven't trimmed her ear hair in years. So she's got big long ponytails. She's got like anime ponytails.
Wait, but she's giving like a character. I can't place it. Is it like one of like maybe Cerdidimus from Labyrinth or something, like, or maybe it's the dog from Fraggle Rock has the big long like ears like that.
Someone said she looks like from what's that David Bowie movie, Labyrinth?
Oh yeah,
Cerdidimus.
Yes.
Is it Cerdidimus? Yeah.
Yeah. The one who steps in the bog of farts or whatever.
This guy?
Yeah.
Cerdidimus, yeah.
He rides on a dog.
I will fight for the right. I've met my match. Something like that. I love that movie, dude. I wore out the VHS as a kid.
Anyway, I'm bouncing out, man. I just want to come out and say hi. You look stressed. It's gonna make you laugh.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Yeah, I'm like a little low energy now. I'll catch you later, man.
We'll see you guys. Be safe, yo.
You too. Yeah, I'm connecting on there we go.
Well, I have no business being here anymore. I was just trying to.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And I'm always proud to have you hanging out.
Oh, don't be silly.
Well,
I tried to put you in the name of the credits because I was working on that movie. Listening, like you were one of the people that I had in the background while I was working on that movie, but the producers were like, "What's? Oh yeah!" Like I was like, "Can I add someone to the special thanks?" And they were like, "What's his name?" And I was like, "Pickles GG." And they were like, "Is that like a screen name?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they were like,
That's all right. I appreciate you though.
It's funny.
I'll take it. I'll take the attempt. That's a W.
April 18th in theaters. It's called I don't think I can say the name of it, but it's The Unaliving of Snow White.
Oh, okay.
It's
I
a
will.
rated R dark fantasy adult version of Snow White.
Oh my god. I'll tell my girlfriend. We'll go watch it.
Sweet.
That is so awesome.
All right. Well, I'm bringing down your views, so I'm gonna hop out.
All right. I'll catch you later.
Bye, everyone.
Galaxy equals Pickles gets more carrots. Exactly, guys. If you guys want Pickles to get more carrots, it's a Galaxy. Yeah, we're running on Steam, chat. We got about 20 more minutes, guys. I'm gonna put it on subscription only. I'm gonna put it on subscriber only for the last 30 minutes, and then we're gonna get off. So if you're a subscriber, you can join and or you can chat. You can partake in chat. If not, I'm sorry. I still love you. But yeah, we are deep into the night, guys. We are deep into the night. Pickles earns her rent. It's true. It's true. She actually has, I bought her like a little Paris Hilton. Paris Hilton, of course, has like a bed line for dogs. And I bought her one, and Pickles doesn't give a fuck. She doesn't care about it. You are, Greg. Pickles does not care. We only have 5 or 6 days left on TikTok as of now. Yeah, I am very nervous. Will, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the sub. I am very, very nervous. Bacon too, dude. It's so good to see you. I am very nervous. Gonna have to figure something else out if we lose TikTok, guys. Figure something else out. Who knows? Who knows? She has your bed, exactly. Get a VPN. The thing is, I just won't have the audience. I am live on YouTube, by the way, guys. If you guys want to be able to watch me after this, that's probably one surefire way to be able to follow me or watch my content is YouTube. I will be posting to YouTube. And that link is in my bio in the link tree. My brain is not working today, guys. I feel like I could have done some of these debates way better, and I just not on my A game today. Maybe I just haven't had my fair share of carrots. Maybe I have a carrot deficiency. Zilla with the sub, thank you so much. Yeah, it'll just be a bunch of Canadians and Aussies, a bunch of Maple MAGA. come move across country with me, I totally would. If I didn't have my girlfriend here. JK was 6 months. Oh my god. Thank you so much. I can't believe we debated somebody for 20 minutes about goggles, night vision goggles. Did I ever finish the Mr. Mime drawing? I didn't. 6 months to sub for 5 more days of TikTok. Hopefully they keep it. And I also think that I'll still get my payouts if TikTok is banned. I think I'll still get it. Because that transaction went through today. So I think it's a legal obligation for them to reimburse me for it. I don't know. Do I still watch anime? I do. I've been watching Dr. Stone. Dr. Stone is fantastic, by the way, if you guys haven't watched it. I'm sub till May for now. When's the next Discord watch party? I don't know. I'm like so nervous about this coming week that I might not do one this week. Maybe next week, though. Maybe next week. And the Biden tax cuts were higher. The Biden sniffing little girls is painfully nothing. It's such a nothing burger. To be sold on that still in 2025 is pretty lazy. Elven Lied, top 5 anime. Elfen Lied. I might have to check that out. Elfen Lied. How will we know if there's no TikTok? Fuck. I wish Trump would do something a little more preemptively. It's 4 days away. 5. Wake up, Trump. Can you say one thing or the other? It's not helping anybody. Getting an owner? No, from being banned again, Bacon. From the extension being over. The government having 50% control? How did I miss this? Trump says he may reduce China tariffs to help close a TikTok deal. That was 4 days ago. Give them back something they already had 2 months ago. God. Bacon, it still helps. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, dude. Trump added that it's possible he will extend the TikTok deadline again. God. Wait, you did 12 months? TikTok deadline is the new caravans. We're going to have a form of a deal, but it's not finished. It's not a big deal, Trump said. We'll just extend it. When did he say this? Cindy Lou, I saw some videos dating back to January 21st when he said the 50% stuff. Cheryl with the star map, thank you so much. Pickles won't find me in Pokemon Go. Is that what Pogo is? My Pokemon Go account is ancient. It's like level 30. And it's from like this first 2 months of the app being born. Cheryl, do you want me to give give Pickles a carrot? I'm giving Pickles carrots for big gifts. If you guys want me to give my dog a carrot, you can send a big gift. I would be very concerned about them having control of it in any way, shape, or form. Bacon can get a carrot too. Through a joint venture. I might have lied to you guys. She might not want another carrot. Oh, she wants it. She's a carrot girl, guys. She's a carrot girl. She's just so polite when she takes things from me. Here you go. I thought that we got a pickle cam. I actually have in my wish list, if someone wants to do it, there is a camera that is specifically meant. I am going to set it up for a pickles cam, and I can have it floating around somewhere on screen. But I was gonna do a pickle cam and have my bed, because she'll always be on my bed. I'll eat it through the screen. I think it's $60. There's a nicer one, I think, too. I don't know. But I will do a pickle cam. Hello.
Hi there.
What's up, man? Are you a Trump supporter?
Sorry, I didn't talk. No, I cannot be. No, I'm far away from the other side of the world. I'm from Eastern Europe, from Romania.
Oh, nice.
No, so you can only guess that I cannot be a Trump supporter. We cannot be because we see the situation in Ukraine. We are near them. We have another kind of seeing things in this side of the world. Other with everything by Trump administration. I saw that you are not a Trump supporter also.
Absolutely
And
not.
In our country, last year, we canceled the election. The presidential election were canceled because one of the candidates was supported by Russia with a lot of influence from strange things. He was sometime he was number 9 on TikTok, on Universal. You see what I'm getting?
He was a big influencer on TikTok.
Yes, no, he was created artificial with the influence. He was helped with Russia. He had to create a bots.
Oh,
Somehow.
I saw Vance talking about this. Saw Vance talking about it.
Yes.
He made fun of Romanian politics. He said, you know, if they could be influenced by a couple of things from Russia, then how pathetic is that, or something? Like, yeah, he tried to say something really bad about you, which I think is horrible.
Yes, he didn't knew where Romania was on the map until this thing had happened, and now he is a big anti-Romanian, let's say. No, it was even in Europe. If you heard France or Germany, all the countries are gathering somehow to make a different type of connection to support the future election, to not have this kind of thing influenced by Russia, by the democracy not to be influenced. But maybe it was better if we had your support from this type of things, even for the NATO.
Is Romania in NATO?
Yes, we are.
Oh, nice.
Yes, we are. We have at in one city a strong radar that American army is using it for the Black Sea, for the Middle East. It's been used by you, and we have also army.
Nice.
You are looking for the map?
Yeah, I am.
And everybody is, let's say, curious in Romania to see what happens, because we are very close to the war, and we don't have a very good situation with that. We have the Moldavia country. It's a part of Romania, actually, that was took from the Second World War by Russia. And it's a small country with a few million people, also Romanians, but they are in great danger too, because they are near to Ukraine, and very bad situation here for this war. It's too close to us, and we are too small country. And if you don't gather together, will be difficult situation. And this year we have election also in May, the
Round 2.
second time. Yes, no, first round again.
Oh, okay.
First round again, because
So just a redo.
the first round, yes, it's a redo, because this man that won the election on the first round, he didn't won a fair after the law. He goes under the law. He said that he had a campaign with zero money, and then they discovered millions of euro that were paid for his promotion on TikTok and social network.
Oof.
So
does it
he's
sound
not,
like does it sound like Vance is pro-Russia towards your government?
as long as he stays by Georgescu, by this type of man, he can be only pro-Russian.
And he is. He stands by that guy.
Yes, because he. Yes. It's a process that's continued. It's not finished, but he wasn't able to put the second time on the presidency to be elected. He cannot do it now, but there are other pro-Russians in Romania that want to take advantage of his network that he created of people who elected him, and now they are, I think, free. And one of them is he became pro-Trump a few months ago, after Trump won the election, and we had that situation, and he picked up he was even in the USA. He met with some of at the party when and 20th of January you had that big party when he was put in. I don't speak very well. I don't know all the words.
You're fine. You're fine. Your English is great. Most of us here, we're not bilingual, so I respect anybody who can speak more than one language.
Okay, that's very well now. So he copied even the hat, the red hat. He copied the red hat from Trump, and he made himself some red hat with Romania, Great Romania, or something like this. They are trying to copy him, and for me, that is not a good thing.
That's gross.
You see what he created? He created some monsters, some little monsters.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Hopefully the world learns. Hopefully Trump shows the rest of the world how bad this can be and they learn. I hope they do.
I hope also. I read a few things about the propaganda about using the social network. Even for you in the US, you were used somehow with the social network to influence for the elections. Even in Romania, all the people have gathered and see the real picture, and not let the propaganda drove our mind and make us choose bad.
Well, I appreciate your support.
Nice to talk to you. I arrive at work. I will let you have a nice evening or night. I don't know.
Yeah. It's midnight. It's midnight. Yeah. You have a good day at work. I appreciate you.
Okay.
Take it easy.
Thanks a lot. Have a nice. Bye-bye.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
you too. Yvonne, thank you so much for the subscription. And Jade, thank you so much. Yeah, good guy. Good guy. I like that. It's the cool little friends that you make across the world that make this all worth the while. It's pretty cool. The little connections you make. Makes the world that much more real, too. Like, that guy's pulling up to work. And it's midnight. And people think there's a flat earth. Flat earthers, make it make sense. That accent was like, it's like halfway between Italian and Russian. All right, I maybe got like 20 more minutes left in me, guys. Do you guys want to watch? You guys want to watch some anime on Discord? I can probably pump out like 1 or 2 episodes of anime. You guys want to do that? Cosmic Connections, thank you so much. I wish we had more debates. It's been dying down lately. Honestly, guys, it's my fault. I need to be more consistent. I need to get more streams in during the weekend. I just had a busy weekend. I had a busy weekend. Non-stop, guys. Tomorrow, I climb in the morning. I'm going to the climb gym. I'm going to come back. I'll probably take a nap. And then I will stream my freaking D off. Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw, but last night, I had a friend. I posted a story on my TikTok. It's probably gone by now. It is so fun. Yeah, you did. Are you going to change to something else, like anything you're interested to stream? What do you mean, here on TikTok? Do you want me to help you with anything before next stream? Ooh, I should get with you on some of that stuff. I could definitely give you my credentials for some stuff. I don't know what I could ask you for, though. Guys, I have the best people. Easily. I hopefully get to do this. I love talking about this stuff. And I think that I have a very unique, I don't know how to say, temperament for the political debates. Like, I really wish I could do this all the time for a long time. I want to be able to do this. I don't know if I want to do gaming. For those of you who don't know, I used to do gaming. Buy yourself a coffee after climbing tomorrow. Brandy, thank you so much. Rock climbing is my 9-year-old daughter's sport. I love that. That is so sick. I see kids flashing freaking, like, incredibly hard routes at my gym. It's insane. Flashing means, like, they do it first try. Thank you so much, Brandy. I should do IRL streams. Where else do I stream? I'm streaming on Twitch and I'm streaming on YouTube right now. So if you guys want to catch me there, last night I saw my streams analytics. I averaged 30 viewers somewhere, which is weird. It's new. Let's see how we're doing on YouTube. Let's see if I'm not banned. Oh, wow. What's up, YouTube? YouTube Shorts is where it's at. Holy cow. Go to Substack 2 and Neptune is coming soon. Do we have a release date on Neptune? You've converted my MAGA loved ones because you're kind, knowledgeable, and come with visuals. Damn. I love to hear it. YouTube, I'm just now tuning into your chat. I'm so sorry I didn't do it earlier. Let me see. Would you guys want to see on YouTube? Would you guys want to see TikTok's chat? Yeah, I do have Substack, by the way. You're right. It's not populating. I don't know why. I'll figure it out later. For Neptune, we'll be launching iOS in April and Android in summer. No one cares about my number. Why do most billionaires support the Democratic Party? You guys, literally, Trump's administration has 15 billionaires. That is a horrible talking point. All right, guys. I'm probably gonna call it tonight. I'll see y'all in Discord. For those of you who don't know, we have the coolest Discord in town. And please sort your shit out, TikTok. If you guys want to join our Discord, it's right here in my link tree. Come on. Come on. Hop into my link tree, guys. It is one of these G dang it things that will populate in a second. It's in my link tree. All right, it's one of the first things in my link tree. If you want to join us there. I'll be in the voice chat, and we'll watch an episode real quick of. There it is. Here it is. There's my Discord server. We'll watch an episode of Dr. Stone. I'll see you there, guys. Much love. I will see y'all soon.